Hey there, it's your friend Stormy Warren here, and I want to invite you to my new home, the Big 615, exclusively on TuneIn. So what is the Big 615? Well, simply put, it's the official home of country music broadcasting live from Nashville to the world. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. Get the latest on country music from your favorite artists to the hottest songs climbing up the charts. Oh, and it's commercial free. That means a whole lot more music and a whole lot more country. Hear it all on the Stormy Warren Show, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. And I look forward to having you join me on the Big 615.
This is your country station.
The Big 615.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's this awesome video being shared online of a little kid that celebrated the end of first grade by launching into an epic Stone Cold Steve Austin-inspired rant.
It's over, baby! It's over! First grade's in the book! And that's the bottom line! Because Stone Cold said so! Somebody give me a hell yeah!
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
He even does the Steve Austin back when he used to do that in wrestling. He'd slam two like Coors Lights or two beers or Steve Weisers as he would call them and then pour it all over his face. Really not drinking much of it. He did the same with milk boxes.
Oh, that is pretty impressive. That's awesome.
I guess he's a kid knows wrestling and he does like wrestling promos of his favorite wrestlers.
Ah, so he's already got an online presence, this kid.
Yeah.
So he set this up. He's like, look, this is what I want, Mom.
This is my thing. Apparently Stone Cold even replied to him on it, which is pretty cool.
Oh. That is very, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, oh man. How old? He's a first grader. And he's already he's probably got more views than I do. The kid's already killing it.
Oh, absolutely. How many views does he have? Like, how many followers do you think he has? Was it TikTok?
Yes.
You think he's over 100K? I haven't seen it.
Oh, I think he's got to be over 100K.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I agree with you. I think 100K isn't, it's nice, but it's not like in the millions.
I think he's under 100K.
Oh, okay.
That's my guess.
All right. It's a tough one. All right, what do we got, Vic? What's over or under?
As far as followers go, he is only at 45,000.
Oh, Steve, yeah. He got it.
Although this video did score 3.3 million views.
Oh, well, all right then. I guess I should have gone with like a video.
Yeah. And overall,
I should have thought about that.
Yeah, he has 2.1 million likes overall.
Woo!
Still, he's crushing. He's still got a ridiculous amount more followers than any of us combined on TikTok.
Yep. Well, yeah, I know he's got more than me. I don't even know. Am I even on TikTok?
No.
I don't think you are.
No, I'm not. I know BJ and Migs is on TikTok, but I don't have a separate one.
No.
You need to get on TikTok, BJ.
Do I, though?
Yeah, you got nothing going on, right?
I feel like I have enough going on. I really do.
I do love Stone Cold just wrote back, hell yeah, kid.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, he asked for a hell yeah.
Yeah. At that point, you win. If you're that kid and you're a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, the fact that he noticed you and gave you a hell yeah, that's a win. That's a big win.
This kid is already he's working on a speed bag, boxing. He's great at that. I think he's prepping to become a pro wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if he doesn't grow up to be a pro wrestler, he's already showing he's got. It's just like child actors. The kid's showing he's got chops.
Friggin' Hulk Hogan comments on his videos now because he's wearing Hulk Hogan. I guess in one of his videos is wearing a row nose T-shirt, and on this one he goes, "Tell him, brother."
Oh, that's great. That is so great.
What a weird world this kid's living in. All
Dude,
because of TikTok.
Again, I mean, because anybody can be a star, and why not? And of course, cute kid doing what he's doing.
Yep.
If you're a wrestling fan, how do you hate this kid? If you're a fan of kids, how do you hate this kid?
He's at one of those Benihanas, like the restaurants where they cook in front of you.
And what's he got on his?
He's got an Undertaker mask on, and then when they do the bit where they make all the flames come up on the grill.
Oh my God, this kid's out of control.
He does the Undertaker impression.
Wow,
he's lost his mind.
Yeah, this kid has lost his tree. He has lost his S.
Although I want a child like him. Yeah. I hope Tatum grows up to be a wrestling fan like him.
Oh, I hope you're. But remember now, if this kid wants you to be basically his film director and all that, you're going to have to be doing that. You're going to lose interest in this quick.
I don't know. I spent a lot of time filming Tatum doing stupid stuff.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah.
And now that I think about it, this might be your calling.
Yeah, I think this is what I'm meant for.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, you know what? If you can get 45,000 views, who knows? And I know you see if you get some free stuff out of it. How's that a bad deal?
I just don't think my wife's going to really let this fly.
Oh, right.
Wait. So you want to go to a place where there's fire and have your child do a video right in front of it?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out. We'll see you later.
Okay. Well, you know what? It'll be a two-person effort. And she'll just bask in the glory of whatever you guys get for it.
It'll be a 2-post effort before she shuts that page down.
Oh, she'll shut it down. But what if you're getting cash, though? I mean, it's tough to shut down.
Oh, that's a solid point.
Yeah. All right. Well, keep me posted.
Well, Mom's been she's been saying, hey, how do we exploit our child for money?
Yeah, who doesn't, right?
Now we finally have a way.
What good American parent doesn't say that? All right. Well, we've got the Foo Fighters. You guys, the Foo Fighters, right?
Never heard of them.
Yeah. How about they announced who their new drummer is, and they actually did it in a pretty hilarious way. Steve's going to tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit max.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report. And today, it's International Being You Day. So whatever it is that makes you keep being you.
Are you sure you want to say that to me?
All right, everyone but BJ.
There we go.
Today for BJ, it's International Stop Being You Day.
That's the day everybody should celebrate when I'm around.
Also, a day for, I think, Joey D's because it's National Buy a Musical Instrument Day.
Woo!
And I know recently he bought himself a bass. Joe, are you still practicing your bass?
I am. I'm still practicing Cadillac by Mest. And it's taking a while.
So you're just practicing one random song by a random band?
That's correct. Yes.
Well, good luck to you. What do you feel that if once you master this song, you'll be able to play all the bass?
This is the stepping stone to me playing the bass.
Danny, have you heard him play Mest?
Not recently, no.
Okay.
I gave him the homework to go home and do it, and apparently he's... But I also said you should also try some other songs out, Green Day.
No. He's a man of focus.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Well, one of these days we'll have to have you bring your bass in and perform... What's this band? Mest?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Heck yeah, Cadillac.
Cadillac.
Yeah.
Is that, Danny, is that just a song you like, or is that a good song to learn the bass on?
I mean, it's an easy song.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fair. You know, you could have taught him some White Stripes songs on the bass.
That's true.
Since they don't have a bassist.
Oh.
Just no effort then.
Hey. I see what you did there.
All right, let's talk about, speaking of music, let's talk about a band that has a bassist and now they have a drummer, and that's the Foo Fighters. I thought they did a great job in making the announcement. I actually spent time watching this video, and it was awesome. There's a website called Veeps.com. They do a lot of like live concerts. I've oddly enough, I already had a membership to it, and I didn't even realize it because you can sign up for free. And I went to the website to watch the Foo Fighters make their announcement. A lot of people already knew and had a vibe it was going to be this guy. He's played drums with everyone. His name is Josh Freese.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, he's played with the Vandals was his main band, but he also played with The Offspring. He also played with Evanescence. I didn't know that, but he apparently played the drums on that entire first record, including the Wake Me Up song. That
song.
Yeah. 9 Inch Nails. He's played with Guns N' Roses, Weezer, A Perfect Circle.
Obviously the guy can't keep a job.
Yeah, I know. He's clearly just, his resume is too big.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, he's now the drummer for the Foo Fighters, which made sense. He's a phenomenal drummer, but they did a fun bit to introduce him. So the video starts with them all in their practice space, and they're all just BSing, and then a bunch of big-name drummers pop into the rehearsal space, and you're like, oh, crap, is it this guy? Oh, no, it's that guy. So the first person that pops into the video is Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So a lot of people thought, okay, maybe it's him. Then the next person that pops in is Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, and he's rocking a Vandals t-shirt, which is kind of funny, like a nice little Easter egg right there.
There you go.
And then the third person who pops in is Danny Carey from the band Tool.
All right.
Now, all of them are in this audio except for Danny Carey because his bit was kind of more of a visual bit. So each drummer walked in. They really didn't have anything to do with playing the drums. Like Chad Smith will come in. He's bitching about somebody parked in front of him. Then Tommy Lee comes in saying he brought P.F. Chang's for everybody.
That's a gross thought that Tommy Lee wins.
And then Danny Carey comes in and he's like, oh, I groomed your poodles. And there's just a couple of poodles that are really well groomed in the video. It's pretty funny. So here's the parts where they're talking to Chad Smith and then Tommy Lee knocking at the door. And then Josh Freese finally interrupts them and be like, guys, can we start practicing?
It is the fight. Come on. Hey, Chad.
Is a white Mercedes blocking me?
Oh, is that you, Rami?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, we'll be there in a second. Thanks, Chad. Right. I love Chad. Really, yeah. Come on.
Dude.
Oh. Hey, Tommy.
Hey, what's up, man?
I got the P.F. Chang's.
Oh, you're the best.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, you just put it in the kitchen for us, would you?
Cool. Okay, cool.
All right, thanks, Tommy.
See you on the road.
See you, buddy. See ya.
Excuse me. Guys, could we just, I don't know, play a song?
Sure, Josh. Yeah. All right, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
And then boom, there's Josh Freese. Is it me or is Tommy Lee sounding more and more like he should be in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wrote the P.F. Chang's.
Wrote the P.F. Chang's, brah.
Yeah. Excellent.
So if you're wondering how Josh Freese sounds, here's a clip of them doing Monkey Wrench where at the end of the song, he just loses his mind behind the kit, and it's pretty awesome.
Jeez, Josh.
Oh, hell yeah.
We should bring these cameras with us everywhere we go. That sounds fantastic.
I think Dave Grohl's right. It does sound fantastic.
All right.
Great pick by the band.
Okay, very good.
The best part is you watch this video, it's about 45 minutes, and they do a bunch of their songs on there. And you can just see Pat Smear smiling from ear to ear like, oh, cool, we're still a band. And this guy's pleasantly surprising us with every song that we're doing. It was pretty awesome to watch. You could tell, okay, this is not just a band. These guys are all homies, and yeah, they lost Taylor Hawkins, but that doesn't mean they should stop being friends and stop making music together. And they're doing it in honor of Taylor, of course, and they picked a phenomenal drummer to fill in his shoes.
Yeah, that's good news, and boy, that did sound good.
And if you want to watch that video, it's still up. I think they put it up for 72 hours, so I think there's another day or so left to be able to stream this video for free. And it's at Veeps.com, Veeps.com.
Then you'll have to pay $50,000 to watch it.
That's not KISS. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're probably
just go to KISSonline.com to see the new drummer for Foo Fighters.
I love this story just because it continues to perpetuate the rumor that Portland is a weird place to live.
Yes.
Keeping Portland weird. Well, this man, he did it. He's 43 years old. He was arrested because he tried to bite a cop. Here's the part that it makes him weird. I mean, obviously that's a little weird, but his name, or at least he identifies himself as, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
And he didn't just come up with the name. He's actually dressed as Johnny Depp's character from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, thank you, Portland.
He's on a train. I guess people were trying to kick him off because he was being disorderly.
Yeah.
He wouldn't leave, so they called the cops. That's when he tried to bite the officer, and he's being arrested. He's 43 years old. That's all he told the cops. And then they said, well, what's your real name? And he committed to the bit, BJ.
Yeah.
He continued to say, my name is Captain Jack Sparrow, so that's how they had to book him.
Okay, then. Yeah, when you see these characters come to life in real life, you realize, not very charming.
No.
We really don't need a Captain Jack Sparrow in real life.
But hey, congratulations, Seattle. Not only is Portland weird, but we're disgusting.
Yeah, wow.
Congratulations, Seattle is considered the worst city for dog poo.
Oh, yes. Thank you for that recognition. You are right
Apparently,
about that.
somebody analyzed complaints about pet owners on social media,
Yeah, dude.
and they found that it seems like the .com places. You got us, and then San Francisco, the two worst places when it comes to dog feces.
I don't understand.
Pick up after your dog, people.
Dude, I mean, and then there's the people that leave the bags.
Yes.
You're like, okay.
In the park.
Yeah, why do you leave it? Well, you think someone else is going to pick that up and throw it in the trash for you? You've already done most of the job.
Pun intended. You gave a crap enough to pick up the poop with the bag.
Yeah.
The least you could do is get it into a garbage.
I feel like, and this just translates, Steve, I think it translates to the fact there's just a lot of pet owners that just don't give an F. They go, you know what, my pet is the best thing ever, and the rest of you have to deal with it.
You should be honored that my feces is on your grass?
Yeah.
All right.
You remember
that's,
the problem?
That's my mentality when I'm wasted.
You remember my neighbor? The problem I have with my neighbor, it's like, so what if he's going to the bathroom in your yard? I mean, it's just the thing.
It's just the thing. Good luck
it's
to
like,
you.
how about you come over and pick it up? That'd be nice.
Maybe they should also start giving a crap when they play baseball. That's the Mariners. They lost again to the Braves. They only won 1 of 3 in that series against Atlanta. A very good team, like you said.
Yeah.
But that was rough. Back home tonight, taking on Oakland, soon to be Vegas A's.
Yeah, let's hope they can beat the Athletics. I watched that game yesterday. It's tough to watch the Mariners just not hit the ball. It's just so hard.
It's also tough to watch the Sounders not score a goal because they lost to Vancouver.
Sorry, Daddy.
But you know what? It's fun to watch. Your Seattle T-Birds.
Yeah,
Shout out to our
baby.
friend Freak Show. I'm sure he'll be texting us later. But your Seattle T-Birds in 5 games on home ice in Kent won the WHL championship. Dude, Showwear was rocking. We got a clip. They posted on Twitter, the WHL, how it sounded in the last couple of seconds of the game. And I just wanted to play a little bit of it just so you could hear how awesome Showwear Center sounded as the T-Birds won the championship.
Oh, man.
The Seattle Thunderbirds are champs of the WHL.
Listen to that crowd, BJ.
Wow.
Pretty damn awesome. So they're your WHL champions. The funny part is that you win the WHL championship, but there's lots of other junior leagues. So now they're a part of like the Super Juniors, which is like, it's called the Memorial Cup. It's a round robin tournament.
Oh.
So it's them and 4 other teams, the Peterborough Petes, the Quebec Remparts, that's just coached by Patrick
Ramparts,
Waugh.
yeah.
And then the Kamloops Blazers are a part of it, and also the Seattle Thunderbirds. So those 4 teams will now compete to figure out who is the winner of the Memorial Cup. So there's still another championship for them to win.
Man, dude, how fun is that?
Oh, that must have been so awesome to be over at Showwear Center on Friday night. Friday night, rocking in Kent.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Hockey, NHL tournament. It seems to be a series of overtimes, BJ, for the Stanley Cup playoffs.
It's insane.
All the games so far in this in this round have gone to overtime. So Vegas, they took a 2-0 lead. They beat Dallas 3-2 in overtime. Game 1 also went to overtime. They play again tomorrow. But then the Panthers have a 2-0 lead over the Hurricanes. Beat them 2-1 in overtime. They play again today. But game 1 went to 4 overtime.
4, I know. How insane is that?
I was watching that, and I fell asleep. It was just like, oh my gosh. I woke up the next day. I'm like, who the hell won this? They ended up going to 4 overtimes. It was nuts, man.
Boy, those Panthers seem like the team of destiny.
The funny part is, I don't know if you saw this video that's spreading virally of a guy, and a lot of people were joking, thinking the guy just openly just did a bump of cocaine in the crowd. But there was like a fan behind the coaches. What? And you see him in the background. He pulls out like a baggie, but it looks like it was more of like a smelling salt. But people are joking and thinking that he might have just had a bag of coke. And he's like, oh, we're going to another overtime. Time to do a bump. A fan, not a player.
Yeah,
or a
I will
coach.
say this though. What are you doing with smelling salts? I don't know. I don't know anybody that carries smelling salts.
You know, that's a good question. I wondered that myself. I think it seems more likely to have a bag of coke.
So do I, buddy. I hate to say it, but I mean, yeah, what?
Yeah, there he is. It's kind of like working a little baggie.
Yeah, I feel like I
think it was Coke?
I never heard of anybody running around with smelling salts.
You think he's just got like a bag of Coke and he's just freely doing it up there in the crowd?
I kind of do.
Man, I guess, it's a different
Carolina,
type of
those
cane.
Carolina folks, they do what they want.
It's the cocaine. That's what it's not the hurricanes.
The Carolina cocaines.
Yeah, we call them the canes for a reason.
Now we know why.
NBA, that's also they also have their series is like a bunch of 3-0 leads. Denver's got a 3-0 lead over the Lakers. Celtics, they're down 3-0 with the Miami Heat.
Dude, yesterday was just a beating, and it looks like Joey D's may get the last laugh because Jason Tatum and his team suck.
Yeah, they apparently had a very embarrassing effort in their last game.
Oh, that last game was just why bother? I mean, I think they would have done better if they didn't show up.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Oh man, the Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat are just having a blast at the Celtics' expense.
Crazy.
And they're the Miami Heat they almost didn't even get into the playoffs, and they're just wrecking everybody.
So they're like the Panthers.
They are. And they're from Florida. Florida is destroying the NBA. Yeah. The Florida wildcard teams are destroying the NHL and the NBA.
Can we blame the smelling salts?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be the smelling salts.
As far as weather, we got 64 degrees, going to be cloudy. What was like high 70s and 80s last week? Now we're in the 60s. Thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, Electric, Septical.
I love Septical.
Beacon Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, Septic, and Mechanical for giving us the Migs of every heart. They added the septic, and it just threw me off, man.
That's what it is, yeah. They do a lot over there at Beacon. They do.
And that's what's up.
That's what's up, buddy. Steve, I just realized, Joey, I believe that the Florida Panthers are out of Miami, right? That area.
Yes.
Dude, imagine having two teams from your city just do the impossible, the improbable, really, at the same time.
Got to be fired up. Yeah, you got to be fired up.
Wow, that city must be just loving life.
Well, they're in Miami. I think they're already loving life.
Well, from a sports perspective, you're right. Miami is a pretty fun place anyway. But, I mean, imagine you got two teams that were, barely made the playoffs, and people thought, okay, whatever, you're going to get bounced in the first round. Both of them really did have a hard time getting into the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And both of them are the cream of their conference right now, unless the Celtics have a miraculous comeback. And the Canes have a miraculous comeback.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's looking more and more like I think Florida might be the Panthers. I'm not watching the NBA as much, but the Panthers look like the team to beat in the NHL.
Yeah, where Joey will tell you that maybe the Nuggets might be the team to beat in the NBA because he feels that the Western Conference team, whoever it's going to be, is going to be better than the Eastern Conference team anyway. But I don't know. Miami does look like this team of destiny, Joe.
No conference finals has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. So yeah, it's the Nuggets all the way now.
Huh.
There we go.
Well, as a hockey fan, I know there's been a lot of blowouts from the NBA, but as a hockey fan, all you want is if your team's not in it, you want to just have as much hockey as possible watching the playoffs. You want overtimes and game sevens. You're getting the overtimes, but I don't know if we're going to get any game sevens.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's exciting for Miami. Unfortunately, not very exciting. Well, that's not true because the T-Birds are giving us some excitement.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was really, really cool.
Yeah. On Friday, Steve, he did get this one right.
Which country originated the opera?
Which country? I'm going to go with France.
Nope.
Italy.
Yes.
Yeah, nice job, buddy.
I'm very smart.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Okay, maybe not.
All right. Yeah. Hey, you want a shot at beating Steve? Okay, you got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We're going to do that at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hey y'all, it's Garth. I love the country music family. I love the country music family of artists and the country music family of songs. Some of the greatest artists to ever grace music are under the flag of country music. And some of the greatest songs in music history are under the flag of country music. the Big 615, you're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. And I think the country music family is one of those families that is very inclusive and wants both the established artists and the new artists to be side by side in this thing we call country music.
Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Now look, man, we got to get these Mariners. We just got to get the ship righted.
Yes.
And I think the only reason that this is happening, the Mariners cannot figure out how to get a bunch of W's together, is because you have not bought the KISW baseball team.
Yes, T-shirts equate to winning.
That's what it is. Look, these are sweet three-quarter sleeve styles, and there are two to choose from. We got the home version and the away version with the Rock logo, with Trident. What are you? Come on. You want this bad boy, and you want the Mariners to win, so it's a win-win for everybody. Get your Mariners, I should say, get your baseball-inspired T-shirt, rock style, at KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs?
Pretty much the world.
It is a glorious, gloomy Monday out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something, but I hope everyone had an amazing weekend. I sure did. I'm exhausted from it. It feels like it was like a month, not just a weekend, but I'm so happy to be here. So let's get to our contestant, shall we?
Yeah.
We got Adam is from Shelton. Adam, are you there?
I am. Good morning, Sarah and everybody else.
Good morning. All right, Adam. Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Adam has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I think so.
You got it. A physician who's an expert in the care of your heart and blood vessels is called a what?
Cardiologist.
Yes. How many NBA teams are there currently?
32.
No.
33.
No.
34.
No. What 60s year did the Beatles release their album Abbey Road?
62, 63, 64.
No. What country is known as the Emerald Isle?
Ireland.
Yes. How many children does Charlie Sheen have?
3, 4, 5.
5, yes. What does the T stand for in the organization PETA?
Pass.
Who played Aaron Green in the comedy Get Him to the Greek?
Russell Brand.
No.
Pass.
What European country is known as the hexagon?
Turkey.
No.
Spain.
No.
France.
Yes. Which country on the sitcom Friends once got their head stuck in a turkey?
Joey.
Yes. And with that, you got 5 correct.
Such a Mr. Bean ripoff, as far as I'm concerned.
Is it?
Yes.
I didn't even know because you're old, so I don't get that.
Mr. Bean's the guy that did the head turkey thing, and Friends, just like such a
What if it was just an homage? Calm down, old
ripped
man.
off Seinfeld, ripped off Mr. Bean. Not an original bone in Fred's body.
Sure. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
A physician who's an expert in the care of your heart and blood vessels is called a what?
A physician.
Nice work.
A cardiologist.
Yes.
Nice.
How many NBA teams are there currently?
32?
No.
30.
Yes.
Wow.
What 60s
Nice pause.
year did the Beatles release their album Abbey Road?
What 60s year?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 64.
No.
63.
No.
62.
No.
Oh.
What country is known as the
69.
Emerald Isle? Nice, yes.
Damn it.
What country is known as the Emerald Isle?
Country. I'm going to go with France.
No.
Italy.
No.
Germany.
No. How many children does Charlie Sheen have?
He's got 4.
No.
3.
No.
2.
No.
Oh.
What does the T stand for in the organization PETA?
Treatment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who played Aaron Green in the comedy Get Him to the Greek?
Oh, crap. Is that Jonah Hill?
Yes.
Nice.
What European country is known as the hexagon?
France.
Yes.
Nice.
Which country on the sitcom Friends once got their head stuck in a turkey?
Matthew Perry.
No.
Sorry about that.
5 correct, and that is a tie.
Oh, yeah. Nice work, Adam. All right, there you go. Nice highway.
He's in a wind tunnel right now.
Nice freeway, Adam.
Was it the other guy, right?
It was Joey.
Joey. Yeah, that would be my next guess.
He's most likely to get his head stuck in a turkey.
And before any texters come and complain about that question, Monica did put the turkey on her head, but it was not stuck. She did it to make Chandler laugh.
Thank you for the clarification.
Because I know it was going to come.
No, she's right. I actually thought it was Monica that did it. I don't remember Joey doing it. I remember Monica putting her turkey on it. So thanks for bringing that up.
Oh, yeah.
I thought both of them had it on.
It was on the same episode. They did a flashback, and then Chandler gets mad at Monica, so she puts it on to make him laugh.
Aha.
And it does. It worked.
And it wasn't stuck, though.
But it wasn't stuck.
Oh, yeah.
You did get, there are 30 NBA teams currently.
Yes. Yeah, once I guessed, I was going to say 31. I'm like, it's not 31. So I just stuck with 30.
Yeah, you just paused, and it got you the question right. And 69, you eventually got that. That's why I didn't do mid or late, because I thought you would have guessed that.
No, you're absolutely right. That's a failure on my part.
Sure is.
And the Emerald Isle is Ireland.
It's the Green Island of Man.
Adam got that correct.
I thought for sure you had that.
Damn it.
How many children does Charlie Sheen have? Y'all
6?
danced all around 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
5. And then you got the rest correct.
Good job,
But
Steve.
that was a tie, so
Yeah, you
kind of congratulations.
I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them.
That's how he got 5 kids.
5 times. Unprotected.
Yeah. You got to watch how you bang those rocks. Sarah talked about having a busy weekend, and part of that, Sarah, I heard, was that you and Johnny Rubbers, went to a rugby game. So the Seawolves.
Yes, my first ever rugby game.
I saw the pictures, and I got very fired up to just hear about how this went, because, we know Rucky, who's the mascot for the Seawolves. And
Love him.
Great guy. And I've been wanting to get out to one of the games, which is hard now, with a kid and all that and all the other responsibilities that life provides. But I want to go check out a game, so I'm excited to hear what you thought.
It was awesome. Absolutely awesome. And it's like where I think the Sounders practice. Is that
Starfire?
Yeah, Starfire. That area is so big, and so there were food trucks. There's like a pizza place there. It was awesome. And Rocky the Seawolf, he's the homie. He hooked J-Rubs and I with tickets and shirts, and he gave us a ball. It was amazing.
Damn. Yeah, I saw you guys rocking Seawolves gear. I'm like,
Yes.
damn, they went prepared.
We look like posers for sure. I watched a little video to try to kind of understand what was going on, but so much is happening in that game.
What'd you think of it?
Oh, I loved it. And listen, I loved the men. I cannot lie. I kept telling J-Rubs that he should be a rugby player. He's got that stature.
Like a burly dude.
Yeah, and they wear kind of short shorts with the thick thighs. Oh, yeah. So I was very entertained, let me tell you.
Danny, we need to go. I didn't know.
Yeah, you guys
We've been trying to find a place where guys wear short shorts and have thick thighs.
Danny's always said, where are the thick-thighed guys? And now you found them.
Yeah.
Well, and Rocky says it's really cool because, like, after the game, like, both teams hang out. They all go to, like, a bar together, and everyone can come. So I was telling J-Rubs, I was like, babe, are we going to go? And he was like, No. And so I was telling my girlfriends yesterday, we all need to go to the game so then we can go to the bar.
Yeah,
you're party with the rugby guys.
Yes!
Some of your girls would probably be very happy to be with thick thigh guys.
Very happy.
So wait, they're basically like a professional beer league team.
Yeah.
After they play, they all get beers together, including the opposing team.
Yes. They're all like friends afterwards.
That's so awesome.
I kind of respect that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And they can like hang out with the fans and they're just kind of normal dudes.
Yeah.
After they beat each other up.
I would imagine because, I mean, it's, even though they're professional, they're probably not making skillions of dollars like the other leagues.
Right.
So, yeah, they're probably more down to earth because they pretty much have a down to earth life.
Rucky just texted in to Seawolves beat Chicago 35-13. Probably thanks to our good luck charms, Sarah and her hubby. Thanks for coming out.
So that's where you guys got the gear. I was like, it's one thing to go to the game, but he hooked you up with the gear so you look like fans.
Yes.
Nice work, Rucky.
People were asking us questions about the game. Like, when did they do a scrum and this, that? And we were like, we don't know.
Are they asking the questions to gatekeep you, or are they asking because they thought you guys were fans?
I don't know.
Okay.
Either way, we were both embarrassed because we were like, we should know because we look like we know what's going on.
We're friends with the mascot.
That's all we know.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
We know when Rucky does things. What do you want to know about Rucky? We can tell you that.
Dude, Rucky should be hired as their PR person, too, because he also got the wrestler JBL does, I guess, a professional rugby podcast, like that's popular.
Whoa.
And Rucky sent him like a jersey, and now that's his new favorite team, and that's his favorite mascot is Rucky. And I'm like, that's pretty awesome that JBL, the legendary wrestler, who's now, I guess, also a rugby guy, is showing a lot of love for Seattle because of Rucky.
That's so cool.
Well, so, I mean, and we have a pretty good franchise.
Yeah, they don't suck.
Yeah.
They killed it.
Yeah, if you're going to pick a franchise, I mean, the Seawolves have had some championships.
Also, Rucky was killing it, I must say, because this was a Saturday game, and it was hot on Saturday. And I was like, oh, you poor thing. You're just in that outfit the whole time, like, just killing it, running around on the field and the crowds and everything. I'm like, you must be dying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm dying in shorts right now. You really must be dying.
What's the crowd like? Fun, loud?
So fun, so loud. There were so many people there, and I didn't know it was such a big thing. How people chant "See Hawks," they chant "See Wolves" like every 10 minutes.
Oh, that's
like, and I was like, oh, wolves, not hawks, wolves. Yeah. Oh, it was a blast.
They gotta get out there.
You have to. Yeah. Oh, and the food trucks. Phenomenal.
Yeah, Sarah brought me
phenomenal. Steve.
Like it's international. Like whatever cuisine you want, they have. She brought me an unbelievable samosa, and it was a day old, and it was still great.
Damn. Yeah, they had a whole like Seattle samosas like tent food truck there.
Oh yeah,
it was the best samosa I've ever.
That'll
had.
get me out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go as a whole show and go to a rugby game.
Yeah, that'd be so fun. And then Vicky and I will go to the bar afterwards.
Thick thighs and samosas.
Yeah. No, like Rucky just texted in. The rugby motto is "Come for the thighs, stay for the tries."
All right, there we go. Not sure what that is about, but I like it.
Not sure what tries are, but I know what thighs are.
All right, well, if we,
they try hard, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll just come for the thighs.
And apparently, I mean, if the tickets seem to be the right price, if we know a guy.
Oh yeah, Rucky will just slide you in.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah,
slid into my DMs.
That could be kind of fun for the show to go now that you've broken it in. And Rucky's been asking for years. It's not like he hasn't tried. I just I like Steve. It's like sometimes you go, Saturdays are really hard to do something because we do what we do for a living, and Saturdays are family time. So it's really hard to book a time. All right, not me. I'm playing board games, but I probably could skip board games.
Your wife's not even in town.
Steve's got a legit. I was trying. Look, I was trying to piggyback on your legitimate reason.
BJ, you can pretend that you're hanging out with Tatum on the weekends as well.
Yeah. Come on, let me piggyback on your legitimate reasons.
Yeah, because you're not hanging out with
things.
Joey or I ever. So
yeah, well, that's a good point.
Danny's not going because he's scared of whales.
That's
and Rucky
true.
is a whale.
Right, I forgot about that. Yeah. Vicky didn't realize that there was a bonus to thick-thighed after parties.
Yes.
So she's like, "Oh, I'll go." So you might be able to, and so you got Indian food for me. You've got Steve who might be able to, say, all right, I can carve this out. And then everyone's got a reason. Vicky's going to get some action. Sarah's going to help her friends get some action.
Yes.
Danny's got thick-thighed guys.
And my buddy Matt just messaged me on Facebook to let me know that Seawolves in rugby tries are scores.
Oh.
So basically when they score, that's a try.
Oh.
So like when the ball...
thighs and tries.
Yeah.
So look at that. How we're so dumb we missed a great quip from Rucky.
So when the ball's in like their end zone, it's the try zone. Which was me in college, and I always failed. Yeah.
So when you score, it's a try, or when you try to score, it's a try?
You're asking me, I don't know.
I mean, a try feels like a shot on goal.
A try is a score. That's what my buddy Matt
a try
said.
is a score. All right. Oh, that's an interesting thing to call it a try.
Yeah. I wish I knew this before Saturday.
Wow.
Now we know.
So I'm going to try for a try.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Jerry, go out there and try.
And he also said Seawolves fans are great. They rival any fan group in Seattle sports.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot. I mean, we heard those T-Bird fans at Showware. They were rocking that joint. I think they might have something to say about
Good
that.
time to be a Seattle sports fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Sarah. That's
Yeah, we all should go. I'm ready.
All right. Well,
And there's booze. I should mention that. There is alcohol as well.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't have been there. Do the players drink alcohol while they're playing?
That would be amazing. Instead of the Gatorade bottles, it's just like full of beer. I mean, I wouldn't actually be surprised.
There could be Fireball in there.
Lord.
I mean, you just don't know. It feels like there wouldn't be a problem. Hey, for years, we have been getting phone calls, we've been getting texts, we've been getting messages, all from you rockaholics wanting our advice on whatever problems you might be having. So that's why we all got together. All right, actually, Steve did. And he said, you know what we should do? We should do a show called Help Wanted. So, hey, that's us. You want help from us. You got a relationship problem at work, anything else. Doesn't matter how dumb you think it is. We are here for you.
The dumber, the better.
Well, yeah, definitely Steve does like it dumber. So call us, text us 206-803-ROCK, whatever your problem is. We will do Help Wanted. We'll do that at 717 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is US EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
Yeah, baby. 99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. And yes, this is our virgin adventure, our maiden voyage of Help Wanted.
We're here to help people.
Yeah, we really are.
Don't want to go see a therapist.
Yeah, and let me tell you, this is the great place to go because I have been seeing therapists for a long time. I just actually this past Friday had a 3-hour intensive.
3 hours?
3 hours, buddy.
Is there breaks?
I want to tell you.
Are there snacks?
Dude, no, there's no breaks.
I don't even do things I like for 3 hours.
I know. Do you want to know what happened? This is hysterical.
I kind of do, yes.
The therapist put her hand up. And she said, dude, we need to stop for a minute. I need to take a break. And I'm not kidding. She's the one that suggested to do this 3-hour intensive. And she said, I usually am the one that can keep going, and I can't get a lot of information out of the therapist because she does a lot of work with men with her therapy. And she's like, dude, you need to shut up. I need to take a break. She's like, I can't write fast enough. You have so many problems.
She has to hire someone to take notes for you.
She really does.
Court reporter.
Yeah, she should have a stenographer because once you get me going, so
how many minutes in were you, or how many hours were you in when she said, "Dude, I need to take a break"?
Yeah, it was about halfway through, and I could really tell because I'm just doing because she's a brand new therapist to me, so she's got to start from square one and ask all of the origin story stuff, and so it's like, all right, here we go, and. she was just like, dude, what the F, man? You need to slow down. And I had, when I get a good night's sleep and I haven't done a radio show, I got plenty of energy.
You just go.
Yeah,
go.
So I don't know if you know this, but I do like to talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she needed an intermission in your therapy
She needed an intermission in her own therapy session that she recommended. And she said, oh, yeah, we'll do 3 hours. And, she goes, I hope that's not too much for you. And I go, well, I think you're going to find that maybe it's going to be too much for you.
That's crazy because we did get a text that says, I'm a therapist. I have a new client and we went 3 hours. I want to figure out a way to get rid of him. What do you guys recommend? So how often do you go then? Do you go back next week or do you go?
I'm going to go back in 2 weeks.
Is it another 3 hours?
It will be another 3 hours. These are the deep dives. She's like, look, I want to do a deep dive, since you're a new client and I don't know you. She said, if we can fit these in, make these things happen.
Has she ghosted you yet? Are you still,
no, so far. You know what, Steve? Let me tell you, money is a great motivator. Money is a great motivator. Yeah, if I didn't pay her, like a lot of relationships that you can have with women, if you don't pay them, they don't want anything to do with you.
BJ, middle name, job security, Shay.
That's what it is. And she may not like this, but I think I'm a good custy. Is what I'm going to say. I'm a really good therapy custy. Okay. Yeah. Well, look.
I don't know if therapists refer to their customers or their clients as custies, but you know what? Have at it.
I'm just, I think there's moments where you have, especially for dudes, you might say things to a therapist, and it depends. That you would never say to your significant other, which is, those are pretty deep conversations, and in a way you can call that sort of intimate.
I remember when I was going to a therapist, it was forever ago, and I had eventually, I stopped because it was just he looked and talked like Gary Busey.
Oh, the therapist?
Yes.
That's hysterical.
And it was awesome, but I felt like I was getting nothing accomplished because I was just listening to him, and the entire time this feels like Gary Busey's my therapist, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
He wore Hawaiian shirts.
So that's totally Gary.
Yeah, and he always had these weird kind of analogies to use, and he always looked disheveled, like he just got back from the bar.
Yeah,
and I was so
that's fantastic.
I was like, I want to hang out with you. I don't want to get advice from you though.
Yeah, what's interesting, and again, we're doing a thing called Help Wanted. So if you ever, and we're bringing up the whole therapy thing because look, if you don't want to pay for a therapist, pretty much almost
experience.
We've got plenty of experience on this show with therapy. I think at some point, everybody on this show has probably sat on a couch and said, "Hey, tell me a little bit about me for a second." So if you want some help and you want it to be free, 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That is the number to text.
All right, so we've got a bunch of text messages.
All right, let's do it.
So I want to know, how do we want to start things up? Do you want a serious one? Somewhat serious, kind of weird one, a workplace one. What are we feeling? How are we feeling?
All right, so how many do you think will fit in? Because we always want to end with a lighthearted, fun thing is all I'm saying.
Definitely got plenty of lighthearted ones.
All right, perfect. Then I say we sandwich it. Let's start with a lighthearted. Maybe we do a serious, and then we can end with a lighthearted.
Okay.
Let's do a sandwich.
All right. I wanted to grab Migs' input on this, but I'd love to know what everyone else thinks as well. My beer league hockey season just ended recently, and for the next season, we decided it's time to get a different goalie.
Is
this from my team?
This is definitely from your team.
I know it's just for fun, but we suck, and a big part of why is our goalie.
Signed, the Donkeys.
And this effort doesn't even bring beer. Oh, it's not. I bring beer.
Yeah.
If you're going to suck, you always bring beer, BJ.
Yeah, you have to be the one that provides the beer if you're a Swiss cheese between the pipes.
We have a Bud that's a way better goalie, but if we keep going back and forth about it, what do you think we should do?
Well, Steve, you guys are not serious about winning. You guys don't really care.
Well, that's how the team started. It was a bunch of guys that played throughout their whole lives, and they were really good. Like all the guys on the Donkeys, minus me, very good players. And then they had no goalie. So they're just like, dude, you want to be our goalie? And I told them, you know what you're getting. You see me during drop-ins, I'll work on getting better, but I'm not an A-League goalie. And they were playing in an A-League. So it's
oh, wow.
So, dude, our first season, we were red rotten. I felt terrible. And then finally, they're like, we don't care. We just like hanging out. We don't care. And then eventually I got better and passable, and I was able to kind of hold my own, and we ended up winning a bunch of stuff throughout championships for a few seasons, and that was a blast. But even when I went back and played with them a few months ago, I gave up a red rotten goal, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. And Munson, one of the guys on my team, is just like, I don't care. Should I care? I feel bad now that I don't care. And I was like, no, I'm just, my first thought is I apologize because I don't want to suck. But to go back to this, yeah, dude, I think if you don't want him on your team, you're paying good money.
Yeah.
You got to tell them.
Yeah, I think.
Right?
Yeah, it's if everybody cares, then at that point, then you got to go with the philosophy of the group you're in and go, look, we want to win, and we can win with somebody else. Sorry,
and let them go on a team that doesn't care. Like that's the nice part about being a goalie, and especially in this town, everybody needs a goalie.
Yeah.
Like it's a hard position to keep, if not on a permanent level. Like everyone always needs a backup, a fill-in. So let that guy have the opportunity to go find a team that maybe he won't suck on, because maybe it's like he needs to go down a level.
Yeah, and that's how you find out in life whether or not you're good at stuff or not good at stuff.
But it's awkward. We've had to bounce guys from our team before. And
yeah.
honestly, one of the times, the guy was the best player on our team. And we bounced him because he just never passed the puck. And it was getting annoying. And so it was just like, dude, everybody pays good money.
Yep.
And you're just like, who are you auditioning for? No pro team's picking you up after the season. Like everybody wants to be, it was just like, and he wasn't getting along with everyone else on the team. And it was just like, it was a weird vibe. And this was back when we really sucked and we could use guys who could score. And we still were like, you just don't make sense on this team.
Yeah, look, sometimes when somebody is the best player, but then pretty much they think they're the only player, which was covered in the documentary season 3 of Ted Lasso. You know what? Zava was not the guy that they needed to be great, as we found out in the latest episodes of Ted Lasso. So yeah, get rid of your Zava if you have to. But this guy's not even a Zava. This guy is he's a really bad player apparently.
The best was that guy that we called him Sir Pass a Lot.
Oh yeah, sir.
And one of the guys then started going to his face, and it was like, and he's like, "Why are you guys calling me that?" I'm like, "Because you never passed the freaking puck."
You just answered. I was about to ask, did you say that to his face?
That is so awesome.
That's a lot. Yeah, he was not happy.
That is well. Hey, look, that's the bottom line, baby. It's a team.
Yeah.
I mean, and from the other perspective, too, of being the guy that's not good, I would want somebody to tell me, like, hey, you know what? This is just working out. Like, I wouldn't want to be on a team pretending like everything's gravy. You know what I mean?
Right. Could you imagine then you go through the whole season and everyone was just despising you?
Right. See, this is, I think... And again, we meant well in my generation of raising kids with participation trophies. We meant well, but you know what? Not everybody is the same when you're talking about any sort of athletic event. There are people that are better than other people. I sucked all the time in everything we ever played, and I was last picked on every team because I wasn't good. You don't give me a trophy and make me think I am what I am not. I'll never find my true path in life if you continue to tell me I'm great at everything. And which is what my art teacher told me. I got supremely embarrassed going to colleges with my portfolio. And then when you go to a college to try to be an art student and they're looking at you going, what the hell, dude? You can't draw. Is this a joke? Because my art teacher told me that I could try. And it's like, no, you really should have told me, dude, you can't draw.
In all fairness, I mean, we look at what is considered art these days. Maybe your stuff would have been fine.
Dude, how bad is it? You're right. How bad is
banana to the wall, dude, and that's considered high art.
Or how bad was my art that even they wouldn't even consider it like what you just, it's not even abstract. Like they could, dude, it won't even pass for that.
Look, man, if you want to get by as an artist, you might need to die.
Yeah, seriously, it's all you got, Pratt.
Otherwise, no one's going to buy your art.
Oh, you know what? For a semi-serious one, that wasn't bad. And we're doing Help Wanted. If you have a relationship problem at work, anything else, doesn't matter how dumb you think it is, we're here for you. We will give you the help that you want. 206-803-ROCK. Call us or text us.
All right, workplace or home life? What do we want?
Oh, what are you feeling? What are you feeling, kids?
What do you got?
Who's up
home
for
life?
work?
Home
life.
Oh,
Home life has been called. All right. Here we go.
Serious or no? I'm kidding. Okay, we got a whole bunch. So let's go with this one. This is weird. This is a weird one too.
All right.
Oh, man, I'm excited to hear what BJ
said. I'm going to go off? All right.
Dude, we got this text last week knowing that we were going to start doing this. I'm like, I've got to save this one because this is pretty heavy.
Okay.
I'm engaged to be married to a beautiful young lady who I used to babysit along with her brothers and sisters since she was 6 years old.
Oh, that's weird.
Her parents do not approve, but her mom is making the best of it. Her dad and I, not on speaking terms. What do you do?
Oh, that is a tough one. Does he say how much of an age difference?
He didn't.
Oh,
no.
That's too bad. That would be good to know.
Babysit's different, in my opinion. I'm not saying still kind of strange. But if you're a nanny, don't you feel like a nanny is someone's around your kid all the time? But a babysitter, maybe what they see, maybe once a month.
Yeah,
if that? It depends. We've never used a babysitter other than our mother-in-law. But I you know what I mean?
I would say this though, because I've been thinking of some of the babysitters that Joey and Sarah had over the years. I don't think I would be disturbed now that I think about it. They were good people.
And I'm thinking that the oldest babysitter I ever had, she was 8 years older than me. So if I was dating a guy 8 years older than me, that doesn't seem so weird.
But is it weird that they were in your life back when you were 9?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
been a hot minute.
I know. I know what you're saying, Steve, but for some reason, because they're not there every day, I don't think it's it doesn't at least it's not hitting me badly. Right. Like I think of someone like Joey locked a babysitter out of the house one time, and I think that would be fantastic if they ended up getting together.
I was going to say, what if he runs into her at emo night, and next thing you know, it's like, I remember you.
Yeah, and I mean, she's probably like 8 years older than Joe or so, but I still feel like it's different now because, like Vicky said, 8 years, 6 and 14, that's a big age difference. But, 22 and 30 is not a big age. It's different.
Yeah.
Really, when you think about it, 32 and 40. I don't have much of a problem with it because, like you said, Steve, it wasn't like a nanny. They didn't grow up together on a daily basis.
And you're right. Like, most babysitters are in their teens.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming probably this person was in their teens and
I'm also assuming that they're not related.
that would be a nice tidbit of information to throw in there. Text her.
Yeah.
It's like, and we're cousins. No big deal.
Yeah, well, listen, it depends on where you live. That might be a bonus. Or if you're part of the royal family.
Okay. See, I find it's weird to me because I'm like, well, if he was in contact with her like the entire time,
right?
Like if it was like 6 years old and he saw her even every year or something, like even after she was like a teenager, that's weird to me. But if it's like they lost contact for some reason, it's not weird to me. Like if he just like all of a sudden saw her, like you said, at emo night. Like Joe hasn't had contact with this girl forever, but then all of a sudden if he sees her at like an emo night, it's like, hey, what's up?
And we liked. The thing is, usually you like your babysitters as a parent. You go, oh, you're pretty cool. You know what?
But I don't know if you want them to one day date your 6-year-old or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't occur to me, but at the same time, it's somebody who I thought was a decent person because I put my kids in their trust. So yeah, for me, I don't have a problem with it.
Oh,
yeah.
We got an update from the texter. He says,
yeah.
I was a living like a Manny. I guess that's a
boy.
Manny.
Yeah, that might be a little different story.
She's 18. I'm 46.
Oh my God, that's I can understand why there's problems.
I'm going to just accept that Dad's never going to like you.
I'm going to. All right, I have one. I would like to add something to this.
Oh boy,
I really would.
Okay, that changes things, huh?
And look, it does. It really does. Here's what I'm going to add, and I think whether it's fair or not fair, you have to take into account culture. And right now, the culture is not a fan of a 46-year-old man being with an 18-year-old woman. The culture is just not a fan of it. It's just in general, people are going to look at you and be disgusted. Whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. So I always take that into account. Like if I'm dating somebody, do I want them to be miserable? If I really, really love them and care about them, do I want them to have a miserable life? And I hate to say it, she is going to be at odds with her parents. And this is where you could end the relationship. She might be upset, but she will find somebody else. She's 18. Like if you just broke up or got divorced, guess what? She'd find somebody else. If you really unconditionally love someone, sometimes you got to go, this is not going to be good. I just don't think this would be good for you, even though I would like to be with you. That to me is the ultimate love, unconditional love thing. I think you should say peace out.
But you know what also doesn't make it any less strange is that when someone's like, oh, okay, big difference, 46, 18, then being like, well, I met her when I was her Manny. Like,
yeah, I can understand why the father is upset.
Yes.
I can understand why the mother is trying to make the best of it. But dude, honestly, I think you got to read the room, and I mean read the room of the nation. And she's young; she's going to get over it. If you're the one that's old enough to know that this is not a cool thing. It's too bad; it's not fair, but that's just what it is. This is the way the world is.
It's odd, man.
Yeah,
because it just feels very grooming-ish.
Yeah, sure does.
Here you are waiting until she turned 18. You've been in her life since she was in single digits.
I'm going to put it in perspective. He's 46, right? So he's I'm almost 20 years older than this guy. I wouldn't want to be with somebody who was in their 30s. And it's the same difference. It's basically the same difference.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
I wouldn't want to be with somebody in their 30s. It's just too much of a difference for me. It's like, what am I going to do with you? I mean, outside of what you would normally do.
But eventually that's
like conversations.
But
I don't know.
That doesn't define the whole relationship. And as you get older, from what I'm finding out, the sexual part of the thing really drops off. So what else do you have but like companionship, compatibility, and relatability? And what do you have with somebody that's way out of your demo like that?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do with an 18-year-old? Really?
Well, and it's funny you say that too, because this is a ongoing conversation that I have with your son, Joey D. Every time we're out, he doesn't want to date a girl even 10 years younger than him because of that reason. They're too far out of his demographic. And I'm like, Joe, really?
What's he, 36?
34.
24?
Yeah, he does not want to date a 24.
It's a big difference, though. 24 and 34 is a big difference.
No, I understand that.
I mean, as far as... Though what Joe, I think, doesn't understand is that mature.
Not as big of a difference as 46 and 18.
28 years.
Women supposedly are more, emotionally mature than men. So maybe with Joey Dees, he doesn't understand that. A 24-year-old might be closer to his level than he thinks.
So when you said at 47, I could not tolerate dating someone 18.
No, I mean, all you have to do is just go on TikTok, and you will realize you don't want to be with any of these people.
Oh, dude, stand in line at a Target when there's a couple teenagers standing behind you while you're waiting in line. That's what's happened to me a couple days ago. I wanted to turn around and be like, can you two just shut the F up? What? I don't even know what you're talking about. Something about Tumblr and this and that. I'm like, just stop. Like, you're talking too loud, and I don't want to hear what you guys are saying. It's driving me crazy.
Like, recently when I was in Mexico visiting family, I was with, probably 11 girl cousins between the ages of 16 and 26.
Oh, man.
And they're sweet girls, but oh my God, they were mind-numbing with some of the things they were talking about. They're like, let's go party, let's go to a club. Absolutely not. Not with you. You guys are babies. I can't put up with it.
You hit your 30s and you realize, I mean, unless you're really just emotionally immature, which, I mean, some dudes are. You want nothing to do with that.
Chimed in again. BJ, she loves me now. If someday she decides that she doesn't want to be with me, I'll let her go. I do want what's best for her.
Well, if you do want what's best for her, then you could let her go now. Do you wonder? I'm going to say this, texter.
Give it to him.
She loves. Just because she loves you doesn't mean you two being together is the right thing. It's just not. Okay? It really, I mean, again, the parents are pissed, so you're going to have that wedge for the rest of her life. And then, of course, 45. Dude, it's a huge difference. I mean, that's why you'll see some dudes go, when people have a crush on them, you'll see people go, it's so flattering, but they know this isn't a thing. And I would argue with you, you really can't find any other woman or partner closer to your demographic. Okay, but you know what? It's going to be tough for her. It is going to be tough for her, and that is on you. Yeah, she'll get over the pain of you not being around her, but that's, look, I would go to a couples counselor, and I would have this conversation with them and see what's up, because it's a little weird, dude, just saying.
And you're dealing the dad and the mom a really bad hand. Like, here they are, they don't want to be the person that's like telling their daughter this, that, but like you just... The last thing they want to know is that the nanny is now wanting to date their daughter who's now of illegal age.
Yeah.
That's just, that would make any dad's head explode. Mom, too.
Marriage is not about love, by the way. I know people want to think it is, but it's not. If you're long-term marriage?
Okay, and you've been in a long-term marriage.
Yeah, it's not about love. You've got to find your way to stay in a relationship with somebody for multiple years, which will evolve. And, dude, think about this. When she's 30, which is what? Let's say when she's 36, okay, double her age. How old are you going to be in 18 years? He's going to be in his close to 70s. How cool is that for a 30-year-old to have to take care of an old dude, let alone whatever health issues you have? I mean, you're completely selfish not thinking of any of these things as she is an 18-year-old. And also, she's a young person. She thinks this is what's best for her. Let's be honest. Her brain hasn't even fully developed yet. So does she really know what's best for her? Dude, I don't know, man. Go to a couples counselor at least. And that, by the way, that's the only chance you two have. Regular couples counseling so that at least this can be a good marriage, because you're already stepping into some just getting married, and you need to really make sure you do the best you can for each other. That's our advice.
There you go.
How about that? Help wanted, baby.
And if you're a goalie, you're probably going to have to drop you from our team.
Yeah, sorry, pal. Hey, that ended serious. Oh, well.
We asked for it.
Yeah,
You got it.
Yeah, it wasn't the sandwich I was looking for. All right. Well, anyway, we do Help Wanted every day at this time. So if you got a problem, you got anything you need to know about work, home, whatever dumb thing, Steve loves them, the dumber the better. You can always call us. You can always text us, 206-803-ROCK. And every day at this time, we'll do Help Wanted, just like that. We got a man that came up with a brilliant way to get into a concert that he couldn't afford to go to. And how about this? He got paid to do it. You're going to hear from him at 747 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, if you're upside down in your mortgage, should you continue to make the payment?
Continuing to pay your mortgage or not is a complex decision because you're going to have to pay to live somewhere. You're going to have a housing payment. So continuing to make your house payment really depends on several factors. One is whether or not you have a second mortgage. The second one is how affordable your ongoing monthly mortgage payment is. Another issue is whether your mortgage is adjustable and you're facing an increase in your mortgage payments later on when interest rates go up. If you do have a second mortgage in this economy with the housing prices being down, oftentimes we can take off or strip off that second mortgage in a Chapter 13 case so that you'd only have the first mortgage to continue to pay.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Hey, y'all, it's Garth.
I love the country music family. I love the country music family of artists and the country music family of songs. Some of the greatest artists to ever grace music are under the flag of country music. And some of the greatest songs in music history are under the flag of country music. The Big 615, you're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. And I think the country music family is one of those families that is very inclusive and wants both the established artists and the new artists to be side by side in this thing we call country music.
Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. All right, David from Nashville, man. This is how you get it done. This is how you get stuff done in life. David from Nashville is a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Who isn't?
Well, I mean, I have to tell you, I have dropped off the Swiftie bandwagon. I don't think I've listened to anything from her last two albums.
Yeah, dude, I'm not really big into like the super folky stuff. Although it's funny because Mark Maron, I don't know if you saw, he posted like a tweet sharing. I guess he did an episode where he actually listened to Taylor Swift finally.
Oh, really?
You know, because he's such a music head and he does his podcast, which is super popular. And he's like, you know, I've just forever just dismissed her because I just don't care about Taylor Swift. So he decided to go like on a hike up a mountain or something along those lines. And he was like listening to Taylor Swift, and he's like, and he shared the experience on his podcast. It's kind of funny because he hits like the top of the mountain, takes a deep breath, got lightheaded, fell and slammed his head.
Oh, damn.
And he's like, and it was like, is this how I'm going to live this is the end of my life, is listening to Taylor Swift. But he was like, he actually had complimentary things to say about some of the songwriters. Like, not my cup of tea. I'm still not going to listen to it, but I get the appeal now. And actually, she does write some pretty powerful songs, and it triggered some emotional memories for him because of the lyrics that she wrote.
Yeah, look at that.
So I was like, you know what? He doesn't clearly he's still not a fan, but like he connected with some of the songs about loss.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you know, but his girlfriend, he lost his girlfriend recently.
Oh, so that's probably what.
Yeah,
that's probably what hit him in the feels.
Yeah,
for
she
sure.
passed away. Maybe it's a year or two since that happened. But oh my God, I listened to some of the episodes after him having to talk about it, and the concern for Mark Maron, in my mind, was okay. This guy had issues. Was he going to be able to survive this? Because this is a huge emotional trauma that. Normally, when you have issues from the past and you have something that big happen, you tend to go and do whatever you can to sort of not feel. And I was so worried about whether or not Mark would be, but it seems like Mark has, weathered the storm as well as you would want anybody to. And
he put up on his Twitter. It's pretty great when he's talking about. He's like, I'm kneeling down. There's blood just pouring out of my face. He's got a picture of his face all bloody.
He looks like he's taking a beating.
And he just says, and all this time, Taylor Swift's just pounding in my brain.
That's wild,
right?
Whoa, that's almost like one of those moments, like you're at the top of a mountain and you have this epiphanous moment. Okay,
and he goes, and I'm like, man, that's the way to die, man.
That's awesome. We're talking about Mark Maron, who listened to Taylor Swift for the first time. And why we're even talking about Taylor Swift is because David from Nashville is a genius. Because huge Swiftie, but like so many Swifties, could not get tickets and or could not afford to go to the show. Even if you could get tickets, like the money was just out of everybody's league.
Didn't we went on the secondary sites and it was impossible to even buy tickets, and if you could, they were 4 figures, 5 figures.
Yeah, on the main Ticketmaster site, you can't get tickets at all whatsoever. Right. But if you go to StubHub and whatnot, they're there. They're just $5,000 a piece.
That's way out of my budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so David, he's like, what am I going to do? I really want to see the show. So what did he do? Great idea. He applied for a job as a security guard at the event, got the gig. Which, what a brilliant idea.
Actually, really brilliant.
So he was assigned to work for 2 of the sold-out Nissan Stadium concerts. And the only downside of his plan was that as a security guard, he spent most of the night facing away from the stage, watching the crowd for security. Because of his job, he couldn't take pictures or videos, but still, he got to, I'm sure, every once in a while, turn around. But look at that. I mean,
he's literally feet away from Taylor Swift because he's back up against the stage like any security guard, but you can't turn around and watch the show. You got to watch the crowd to make sure nobody's doing anything stupid. But he's singing along the whole time.
At that point, he's got, I don't know if you can see any screens at all from his perspective, because they have big screens.
If not, he could just see crying teenagers.
Yeah,
all in front of him.
You get to see that. Here's David talking about his master plan, getting a job as a security guy for a Taylor Swift show because he couldn't afford to go himself.
So Friday night I was next to the stage, and then Saturday night I had almost even a better view. I've been to all sorts of sporting events. This was the loudest I've ever heard it. It was not the music, the fans were just so unbelievably loud.
I don't know if he's a single guy.
No, he's married.
Oh, okay.
Because his wife was making fun of him for doing this.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking, if he was a single guy, do you know how much Taylor Swift action, fans action he would get? Because, you know what I mean? Being such a big fan and this way of going about it, and he's a decent looking guy.
A lot of people were commenting on how attractive he is.
Yeah. So I feel like this guy is, but he's married, so he does not have to wade through that storm.
To be honest, though, if I'm in a show, I'm not thinking about that, and a security guard that's been singing along the entire time wants to tell me how to act, I think I might listen more to that person because I'm like, he's a fan too. I should probably cool it off. He's not just he's not a power tripping security guard. He's clearly having fun at the show too. Because sometimes you see these security guards, they look like they're miserable. They do not want to be at this show.
Yeah,
and he's having the time of his life.
Yeah, and the video that we just saw, which by the way you can see on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com of him, being the guard, him singing along with Taylor's songs. It went viral. He was like a big sensation on social media. And here's David talking about that.
I showed someone at work. I was like, look at this video. It's got 10,000 views. And then by that night, it was over 1 million. I was like, oh my goodness, this is out of control. It really was a blessing that I didn't get tickets.
Dude, I bet we could get a bunch of calls from people that have come up with ways that they've scammed to get into a concert because they didn't want to pay money for the show. Because I think about in college, the Fish, they were doing they used to do these massive festivals, and they picked Plattsburgh, New York as being one of theirs. It was called the Clifford Ball. It was a big deal. People from all across the country are coming, hundreds of thousands of people. And I'm a broke college kid. I couldn't afford to go. My buddies and I are like, let's apply to be security people. Or because there was ads saying, hey, do you want to work the Fish concert? Apply here, minimum wage, whatever. So my job was, I was called a gatekeeper. And
oh, look at that.
Which was awesome. I got a shirt that said Fish, Clifford Ball on the front. On the back, giant letters said gatekeeper. I had that shirt forever. I eventually had lost it. And my job was, as people came, I put the bracelets on their wrists as the cars came into the campsite because it was camping and it was a great
gatekeeper.
So everyone that had tickets showed me their ticket, and then they would get like one of those like red wristbands, and like you pop it in so it can't come off, and it's there for the weekend so they can come and go as they please. But you had to cut off whatever excess bracelet was on them. So I kept all the excess scraps.
Oh, come on!
And with Scotch tape, taped bracelets from me and all my college buddies, because in order to get in, it was so low budget, man. Nobody was like scanning anything. This is like, this is late 90s. All you had to do is put your arm up and show that you had a red bracelet. So we all had fake.
Wow.
And that's how we got to go to the show. Like, otherwise I wouldn't be able to go to the show. But
that's hysterical.
Oh yeah, dude, I was so fired up about that.
Dude, what a great scam.
Oh yeah, dude, like there was like 10 of us that went to this concert for free, and it was not cheap for college kids. I mean, these days
that would never have occurred to me. That's a brilliant idea.
Oh, any chance to scam the system, I'm all about it.
See, on one occasion, I went to a rave at the Tacoma Dome, and this girl was standing next to a door, not even in line. The line was taking forever. We're like, what the hell is this girl doing? She's just standing there. All of a sudden, one of her friends on the inside pops the door open, and probably hundreds of people just rush to the door to avoid the line or to not get searched or whatever. And I may or may not have joined them at the last second because I felt bad, but probably at least 100 people managed to get in through the side door.
I wonder if now, that they learned their lesson, and now you got somebody at the side door, because Door Popper's the greatest person ever.
Right?
Oh, dude, do you remember the Bremerton Fairground shows? Like when Endfest used to be there, like they would have the Kitsap County Fairgrounds and dude, those days people would just hop fences to get in because there's only so many security people, and there's a lot of fence.
And sometimes if you're a security person, you go, I'm not getting involved in that fracas.
Especially if there's like 30 people jumping a fence at the same time. You're like,
don't get paid enough for that.
Yeah, this is above my pay grade.
Damn, dude. Just being in the media, I didn't intend it to be this way, but I realized being in the media, oh my gosh. I mean, you get so many freebies just because they let you in. You have to be professional, but you still get to be at the place where everybody wants to be. And every once in a while, there's an event that they want me to cover that I actually wanted to go to, that I would have paid to go to.
Oh, I mean, I was fortunate enough with the Kraken. And that was a scam. It was just like, obviously we talk about the Kraken a lot, so it's not like as if we're not going to cover it. But, the opportunity just to go to the very first game and then one of the playoff games, just as a media person, you sit in the media section, which is a lot less exciting than being in the crowd, but you're still there to absorb it, and it was still worth every second. Like, it wasn't like as if I was like, damn it, but it was hard after they scored in overtime not to cheer.
I feel like, because most of the people that work in the media, I would imagine at least 20% of them are from here and grew up with the team, and you have to be professional, but they're cheering on the inside and screaming and yelling when the local team is doing good.
Oh, dude, when the Kraken would score, you look down the row, and I'm looking at certain media people, and they're all we're all kind of doing that half-ass fist pump, you're yeah. And then when they scored in overtime, there was a handful of us that got up and just let's go.
Yeah. That may be why I was tossed out of the media section for the Mariners, and rightly so. I mean, first of all, I was rooting for the wrong team. Second of all, it was like, what is wrong with you? I mean, you're dressed up like an idiot.
Yeah, it's a bad look. You show up to the press area wearing the opposing team's
You're right, dude. I know. I just, I'm such a moron because I don't know what it's like to be a professional when it comes to sporting events. I just go as a fan no matter what they have me do. And it wasn't a good look.
Someone said it wasn't for a concert, but I became a water and soda vendor at Lumen Field back in 2009 to watch the Sounders and Seahawks games for free. Nice. I would only sell in the first half, and then I'd watch the second half of every game in an empty seat.
That's great. Wow. I remember Rick the Peanut Guy thinking he's got the greatest job in the world. He's become a celebrity. He's no longer with us. He was the guy, if you were lucky enough to see him at the ballpark, he would throw peanuts to you behind his back. He would do all these great moves, and they would, he'd hit you in the chest.
He had impeccable aim when he tossed his nuts.
He surely did. Many times, a lot of us sat in those stands saying, put in Rick the Peanut Guy. He's got to be able to pitch better than this loser you have on the mound. Come on.
Throw it from behind his back, and it would land perfectly in your hands.
Oh, dude. And I got to know him because I met him at a real estate seminar. We both thought we could get rich quick and realized that wasn't going to happen. We realized how to get rich quick in the real estate business. You go and have a seminar and take everybody's money.
That's actually a pretty good way to do it.
But he was a fun guy, and so it was fun to meet this real big celebrity, at the ballpark. And oh man. R.I.P. Rick. You brought a lot of people a lot of joy.
He was the best, man. It was always fun. I always used to think, how did he practice?
Yeah.
Did he show up early and him and like another concession person, they worked on it?
Yeah, dude.
Or did he work on it at home and he would just drive his significant other crazy because he's like, hold on, quick, catch my nuts. And then all of a sudden just flings a bag of nuts at her.
You know, normally if you say that to your significant other, that probably will result in a lot of different problems. There's a restaurant that is selling a $700 cheeseburger. Yeah. Okay, well, I know what you're thinking. What the hell is in this cheeseburger that's worth 700 bills? I'll tell you at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is U.S. EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. I'm about to tell you about a $700 cheeseburger, which all of a sudden I'm going to tell you, don't bother. It's at a restaurant in Philadelphia, and as you know, Philadelphia is trash.
Right.
So there you go. So,
the only $700 cheeseburger that I would want is a burger that has $695 inside of it. Now, then I'll spend $700 for it. Like, who's spending $700 for a cheeseburger other than someone who's rich who wants to show off?
I'll tell you who. It's a restaurant called Drury Beer Garden in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And they said, you know what, Steve? We are not going to put $695 in here, but you will pay us for this $700 cheeseburger called the Gold Standard Burger.
Vicky's showing it to me, and it doesn't even look appealing.
What? I mean, it looks okay, but not $700 worth. Now, so it's made with how do you say it? Wagyu? How do you say the Japanese beef?
Wagyu?
Yeah.
Wagyu.
So it's the Wagyu beef.
What are you doing?
It's good
Spending a lot of money on food, apparently.
What are you doing, really?
I don't know.
You know what? Now you owe me $700.
The Japanese for expensive?
Yeah. It's also topped with Italian black truffles. And here you go, caviar. You throw caviar on anything, and that's just... It looks... See, the caviar to me makes it look so unappealing.
Agreed.
Yeah, it looks like somebody did bad things to that burger.
I've never been a caviar person.
No.
But Danny, you think this looks good?
I love caviar.
Do you really?
It's so good. I had caviar for the first time on our cruise this when we went in December, and I was like, I could not get it.
I've never had it.
It's so good.
It's because of what it is, and I just feel like I don't want this.
No.
I've only had it once, and it was at my wedding, because our wedding was catered by Daniel's Broil, and one of the guys that worked for Daniel's was just like, hey, you want to try some expensive caviar? We've got some. I was like, sure. It was like right before our wedding or right after our wedding. I can't remember. We were in the back room, and he gave me some on a cracker, and I ate it, and I was like, all right. I'm cool with never eating this again. It wasn't terrible, but I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't drop $700 for it on my burger.
You're not fancy like Danny. Danny's got a refined palate.
What, dude? When you look at Danny, that's the first thing you think is fancy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I do. The Italian black truffles, I'm okay with. Lobster meat, I'm okay with. So you can get rid of the caviar.
Surf and turf burger.
aged Irish cheddar cheese.
In.
So there's just a lot of ridiculous fanciness. And look, I don't know what aged Irish cheddar is. I don't know if I've ever had it. I'm not going to put it down, but I'm like, I'll take regular cheddar, especially if I can get it for like, $700 cheaper.
Does that mean it's been sitting around for a while?
And here's this.
Yes, it does.
That sounds disgusting.
And here's how you get to charge, and which is why I think this is completely ridiculous.
Okay.
The top bun is completely covered in edible gold leaf, which I do not need.
No, but
I don't need
that's
that.
the bragging rights right there. I'm eating gold.
And it comes with fries, which again, the fries look okay
Crinkle
from the
cut?
picture. I can't really tell from the picture. They look like they were just.
They just look like regular fries.
They were regular fries.
They ain't even bottomless fries like Fred Robin.
Yeah, they should at least bottomless it up.
Screw that.
They drizzle it in fancy honey that costs $200 an ounce. The fries. You also
What kind
get
of fancy ass bees are they getting? They make this honey.
These are highfalutin bees. Okay, these are the bees.
What honey?
These are the bees from the east side.
It is rare, potent Manuka honey from New Zealand.
Oh, potent. Oh, from New Zealand.
It is the nectar of the Manuka tree that is native to New Zealand.
Oi, or a, or oi.
I'm hating this more and more as we hear this thing.
You're right, dude. There is
so wannabe like.
There's a level of just basically we're fancy, just like people that will go out and buy a car for the hood ornament and really in the logo and not really care whether the
But at
car is
least you
actually
have
a
to
great
drive
car.
that for several years. This
But
you
it's the
eat
same
once
thing.
and you're done.
I mean, to me, it's that attitude where you don't care if you're getting a great vehicle at a great value. You just want the hood ornament.
Yeah, no,
That's what this is.
Somebody's doing this just so that they're well off. They have to be, otherwise they need to talk to Todd Peach more than even me.
Yeah, they do.
And B, so they can probably take a picture, put it on their social media, and then brag about the fact that they just had this burger.
This fancy honey costs $200 an ounce, but here is the other part you don't get, Steve. Okay, because everybody knows when you have a burger, what do you want to go with it? A sip of cognac. Right, you got to have cognac, right?
We call it the cognac.
Yeah, the cognac. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, I'll give somebody a kick on the cognac if they make me pay.
How much is this?
$4,000 cognac, which you get a sip of. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you get a taste of it. And
Yeah.
That's added. So now it's starting to make sense that it's $700. That seems very reasonable.
It's a 1 ounce pour. That's a nice shot.
I mean, the reason I think they pair it is because the lobster's flambéed with this cognac, which is Louis the 13th. I think it is.
So the cognac is somehow the lobster's infused with the cognac, and then also you're getting a sip of the cognac later.
Yep.
All right. By the way, this is not the most expensive burger by a long shot. That's the thing is they're not going to. Guinness isn't going to go. Good job. I guess there was a restaurant in the Netherlands that sold a burger for almost $6,000 back in 2021.
I would love it if all these places just went to like Burger King or McDonald's and just grabbed the burger and then put like the gold leaf on it or whatever, and they added some caviar and like, oh yeah, this is our concoction. I swear.
That would be amazing.
Ignore the McDonald's wrapper.
Now, as much as I want to give these guys a hard time at Drury Beer Garden in Philly, they do have a no frills burger for just $2.95. So I mean, you get for under $3, you could get a burger there if you want to.
Sorry.
No, I was looking at it because I was going to say they also do the Wagyu cheeseburger without all the lobster and stuff for $85.
Oh God! Still so for the Wagyu beef, you're still paying like double digits for a burger
and the Irish aged cheddar.
Okay, so you're getting everything but like the fancy pants stuff.
Yeah.
And I looked it up for about 3 pounds of that cheddar cheese. It's like $60.
Oh.
All right, I'd have to try it to see if it's really better than any cheese that's a cheddar that I've had.
Once again, being a plant-based weirdo like I am pays off in the long run. Vegan burger, $19.
Nice.
Well, did I tell you we can get a no frills regular for $3, buddy?
Yeah, what is that? That's probably like a happy hour special. Or something.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, don't sit there and go plant-based for the financial win.
I'm looking at it since the classic burger is $19.
Well, then this is no frills.
This is during happy hour.
All right, well, I'll go with happy hour.
I could sweet talk somebody and say, hey, I'm a plant-based weirdo. Can I get one for $3 as well?
Oh, I see what you're saying. All right, you probably can. All right. I mean, I think you should. I'll tell him, no, just charge $1 more so I can say I got the better deal.
That's fair.
Then he can't hold his plant-based financial wins on me.
Did you scroll down on the menu a little bit, Steve?
Oh, what's down on the menu?
Dessert burgers, PB&J burger.
What?
Whoa.
For $24 or an ice cream burger.
It's fried peanut butter and jelly, American cheese, a banana, and bacon.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Ice cream burger sounds stupid.
I know I don't like the ice cream.
What's the ice cream burger?
It's got a scoop of ice cream on it.
Yeah.
And there's still a burger
Fried
there?
ice cream.
Yeah.
A scoop of fried ice cream.
Ooh, I do like fried ice cream. I wonder how that would be on a burger, actually.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to it, but do you think they put meat on the burger too? I mean, it's like a dessert.
think so.
I've never heard of a dessert burger.
I'm wondering if they put
place is
actual
weird.
hamburger buns in it, like the ice cream in the middle of the hamburger buns, or if they do something like a cookie. Like that would be better if you
But there's still
jokingly
meat,
called
right?
it a burger.
Yeah.
It's still a burger, so.
And then you say, hey, eat this as quick as possible. The ice cream's melting.
You eat milkshakes with burgers all the time.
He does have a good point.
Not at the same time, though. I don't take like a slurp of milkshake and then shove a burger in my mouth.
Oh, really? Well, so you'll have a bite of burger, swallow it all the way down, then have the milkshake?
Am I doing it wrong? I thought that's how.
No, I'm not shaming you. I'm just trying to, because I'm a kind of guy
all these years have I been eating wrong?
I mix everything in my mouth. I'll take. I will have
a drink.
Yeah, I'll have a drink with something I just bought. A bit or bought.
You got to wash it down. That's
You don't do it at the same time. You have the food, chew it, suck it down. It's all gone. Your mouth is empty. Then you put the water or whatever you're drinking.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't do that. I mix and match.
So while you're still eating, you take a drink.
Oh yeah, baby.
How do I not know that people have been doing this this whole time? I just assumed everyone. I assumed I'm the normal one, and that you just ate your food and then had a drink.
No one's ever looked at me weird while they've been eating with me. While they see me doing that.
I'm not saying I'm not here to shame.
But I've eaten with you too, and I've never looked at you weird for how you do it either.
Yeah, I just figured you finish chewing your food, you swallow, and then you put whatever else you want in your mouth after that.
Well, that's a whole different story.
A drink, a
that's
dessert.
after the meal, pal.
Okay, that.
Yeah.
Sausage, I don't know, whatever it is.
Whatever you want, kids. Yeah, you're a big kid now. Do what you want.
So I want to know, would you be willing to eat the most expensive hot dog in the world? It's a few $100s, and it's actually here in Seattle. My bachelor party, it's coming up in a couple of years, and we plan on eating one there.
Oh. Are you going to share it?
Well, yeah, like Lady in the Tramp style?
Yeah, because if you're I don't know how much these hot dogs cost. Did he say? Did
a
I
couple
miss that?
$100, he said.
Yeah, no. Bachelor party or not, so let's just say there's 6 or 7 of us on the bachelor party. That's $1,400. No, right? No.
Oh, you just take a bite, pass it around.
Yeah, that's a lot of dough, man.
And where is this hot dog in Seattle? That's the most expensive hot dog.
That's a really good question. I have never heard it.
A place called Maniki.
Maniki?
Which I guess is also a sushi bar?
And they sell hot dogs there too?
I guess.
Well, it seems weird. Again, everything is that documentary Ted Lasso, but this one dude came from Africa and he gave everybody a big fancy meal. So the meal was amazing, but he also said, and Chicago style hot dogs. Like that was also part of this fantastic thing that he had for everybody. So I don't know. It actually kind of works.
He says, no, they're not going to share. So I guess they're each going to get their own.
Oh, nice. Okay, I have to say this. This is your bachelor party. You get to do what you want to do. But if I'm spending $200 for a piece of meat, it better be named Crystal.
Yeah, I'd be using that money to make it rain somewhere else other than the hot dog stand.
Yeah, and I'm just saying that I just feel like I could spend my money elsewhere.
Sorry, guys, I don't eat meat, so I'm not going to do it. What, it's got caviar in it too?
Oh, see, no.
It's called the Tokyo dog.
Caviar.
It looks like truffles too.
All right, I'll take the truffles. I like truffles.
No thanks.
I can't say no to caviar yet because I haven't had it, but I just can't imagine caviar is so damn tasty that I would go, yes, I'm willing to pay the crazy money they're asking.
No, I don't think, and I honestly don't know anyone other than now Danny that's like, I love caviar.
But that's fair because I also just love pretty much everything I put in my mouth.
You don't love candy. You're not a sweets guy, though.
Sour Patch Kids, I do.
Yeah, his is like
chocolate candy.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, there's no chocolate that I think that I would turn down in place of, and then go give me caviar instead.
Well, and that's fair. For that point, though, I think it's great. I don't necessarily want to buy caviar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to go out of my way and spend money for it. But if it's offered to me, I'm going to eat it.
What's the most expensive thing you ever ate? That you can remember? Obviously, that's a hard. But do you remember the most expensive meal you've ever had?
Oh, yeah,
you do.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. Wow. I'm not. Steve. I don't. I know I've paid. It's usually when I paid for a whole. I've just said, hey, it's on me.
Yeah, but I'm talking your meal alone.
Yeah. Oh boy. You know what? I am clueless. I have to say, I'm not sure I've ever had a meal that I could say, oh my God, this is the most expensive meal that I've ever had. I've never gone that crazy. Maybe a steak somewhere.
It was a steak, yeah.
Yeah, it was actually, you know what? I would say probably recently it was at Daniel's.
They got some very expensive steaks.
Yeah, I would that's the one that comes to mind first. We have been treated to some nice meals at the Metropolitan Grill when our buddy Dan used to be the chef there.
Yes.
So I would say Daniel's or the Metropolitan Grill, the Met.
Yeah, for me it was at Vista Prime Steak and Seafood over at Snoqualmie Casino.
Been there yet.
And it was one of those tomahawk steaks. So when Ted and I went, we had one of those nights where before I obviously was still eating meat at the time, and we were just like, you know what? Screw it. No pride. Let's just go nuts and let's have like a fun night of just eating the most ridiculous food that we want to eat. And it was a pretty penny. Worth it though. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to do it weekly, monthly, or even maybe it's like a once a year type of a thing. But man, that was an amazing meal.
I am that way with desserts.
Yeah,
I think I paid for like a crazy expensive dessert one, like the Salt and Straw, which I think is in Bellevue.
They got one also in Capitol Hill.
Yeah. Okay. So that kind of place, or maybe those super new, it's got to be Salt and Straw type place where you just go, "Are you crazy? This is how much you're asking for dessert," but they're like over the top insane.
The ice cream there, right?
Yeah, I have yet to do that, but I think that's what I would rather do before a meal because I just love desserts.
Still a lot cheaper than a tomahawk steak, I tell you.
Well,
Danny, you said you remembered yours.
Yeah, it was one time at a radio convention in Chicago.
Oh boy!
And it was just me and my old boss, and we went to some random steakhouse, and he was just like, just order whatever you want. And it was one of those places that brings out the steak. You get to choose. It has like a whole story about the cow that it came from. And I swear, my bill for my steak, my drink, and my appetizer was probably over $1,500.
Yeah,
dude, they better do a puppet show with that cow and be like, you're about to eat me. I don't know. I want a performance for that kind of money.
You aren't kidding. I feel badly for myself because I had the opportunity to I got to be taken to dinner by Danny's boss. And
because Danny didn't pay for that meal.
I did not pay for
and
that.
I didn't pay for the meal with Danny's boss, but I'm the kind of person when someone says, I'm going to take you to dinner, and if I'd had any idea of his boss's net worth, I mean, I wish I'd have known because I felt like we were on the same level when it came financially. Like, I felt like he was doing better than me, but I didn't realize how much better than me he's doing because Danny tells me what this guy does, and I'm like, holy crap, okay, because I just got a regular thing. I didn't get the most expensive thing on the menu. I really try to temper it whenever anybody takes me out.
Oh man,
I
gets a salad. I'll get a salad.
I know. I just don't want to take it. I don't want to be that guy because
I'm that guy.
You know what? Even though you're that guy, you and I know another guy that's even more than that guy.
Oh yeah. At least I don't pick the most expensive thing, whether or not I like it or not, just to get the most expensive thing. Right. I get the most expensive thing that I like. So I'll look at the menu and be like, what's the one thing I would always wanted, but I could never afford to buy, but I know I'll love, and I'll get that.
Right. You're not getting the caviar just to try the caviar.
Not to be a douche.
Right.
You got to be. And also the situation. Steve, you were good when you, me, and one other person were at a job interview dinner. And God, man, this other person decided this was his lottery. And I'm like, no, dude, don't be a douche when you're ordering stuff. Even though it's not on our dime, we also don't want them to think we're idiots. And it didn't matter to this person. Oh, by the way, we didn't even get the job. But, it was just like, this is horrible.
But we got a free meal.
Yeah, we got a free meal. But, man, I was like, dude, if you want more free meals, if you want to be able to really pay for some good meals, let's be smart at the job interview. This person was not.
I have an update about the most expensive hot dog. It was actually the place is called Tokyo Dog, and the name of the hot dog is the Junie Band. And it was a food truck, and unfortunately, it's closed. So if that's the one this guy was going to go to for his bachelor party, unfortunately, hasn't been open in a few years.
$169 each.
Wow, nice.
They were, yeah. They closed back in 2017.
Unless somebody else
were they not selling a lot of hot dogs to that price? Crazy, man.
Right.
Can't believe that.
Yeah. Wow.
So sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Sorry about that. Well, hopefully they found a different place then. If they did, let us know because
if not, for $200 a pop, I'll make you guys hot dogs.
Okay.
For your bachelor party.
Oh, you will?
Yeah.
Oh, what a guy you are.
No, footlongs too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll get you your money's worth.
All right. Yeah, he's going to use
hot dog.
All beef hot dogs?
Whatever Costco's providing me, yes.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, you got to get all beef at least if you're going to go $200 for a person. Come on. On Friday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
In which year did the Cuban Missile Crisis occur?
Which year? 1969.
No.
Nice.
1970.
No.
1943.
No.
Oh. Wow, she didn't even give you a decade or anything, did she? Well, you really got screwed on that deal. 1962. All right. I was such a wee little toddler back then. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We'll do that at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Hey there, it's your friend Stormy Warren here, and I want to invite you to my new home, the Big 615, exclusively on TuneIn. So what is the Big 615? Well, simply put, it's the official home of country music broadcasting live from Nashville to the world. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. Get the latest on country music from your favorite artists to the hottest songs climbing up the charts. Oh, and it's commercial free. That means a whole lot more music and a whole lot more country. Hear it all on the Stormy Warren Show, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. And I look forward to having you join me on the Big 615.
This is your country station.
The Big 615.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I'm going to tell you this right now. I know you're an Avenged Sevenfold fan.
Yes.
Okay? And unlike the Taylor Swift tickets, which you will not going to be able to get because they're skillions of dollars, and we're going to actually give you an opportunity to get free Avenged Sevenfold tickets because they're going to be at the Tacoma Dome October 2nd.
Not just free, but we'll put you in the pit as well, so you get to enjoy them up close and personal.
Man. What do you got to do? It's simple. Just log in and listen. Two ways to do that. You can log in and listen to KISW on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, Odyssey, or you can log in and listen on KISW.com. And Steve, if I listen every hour, what happens?
You get more chances at winning. Each hour means another entry into winning this great prize.
So the more I listen, the more chances to win tickets?
BJ, it's that simple. Even you can follow along.
I feel like this is a scam.
No, this is not Facebook.
This is for real. Okay. You want more info about those Avenged Sevenfold tickets, how you can get them for free? Go to KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs?
I think the world.
I sure know that Matt from Puyallup is ready. Matt, are you there?
I am, and I'm ready.
Let's do this. All right,
go.
Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Matt has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Under which president did Thanksgiving become an annual holiday?
Jefferson.
No.
Pass.
Will Ferrell played Ricky Bobby in what 2006 comedy?
Talladega Nights.
Yes. What female late singer was nicknamed The Voice?
Whitney Houston.
Yes. Sword, cat, and clown are all types of what?
Say that again.
Sword, cat, and clown are all types of what?
Oh, Matt.
I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Pass?
Oh, Maddie.
Pass?
He's passing, yes, pass.
Madison is the capital of what U.S. state?
Wisconsin.
Yes. The Tom Petty hit song Free Fallin' was on his album titled Full Moon What?
Fever.
Yes. What traditional Christmas decoration is actually a parasitic plant?
Mistletoe.
Yes. Which country owns almost every panda in the world?
China.
Yes. PhD is an abbreviation for what?
Doctor.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's a very bad word, sir.
And you don't get that last question then, because
And
you
it's-
said a bad word.
And look, the government says it's a bad word. We know it's not, but the FCC is what they are.
Yeah. Well, Matt got 6 correct.
All right. Well, that's still something.
Hey, I think it's actually pretty good.
You know what? Matt was like, here's my 6. Now I'm dropping an S-bomb piece.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, there you go.
So maybe it's not going to be good enough, actually.
There we go. We'll see.
I don't know. I don't think I'm on his side anymore because he was naughty.
He used the bad word?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I saw all of you acting weird in the other room.
Matt got a little wild.
Dropped an S-bomb.
A little spicy.
A little spicy on
But
this Monday.
look, when you're a human being and you mess up, what do? The S-bomb is the word of choice.
Yes.
And yet, you know what? We're told that you
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Steve, are you ready?
Yes.
Under which president did Thanksgiving become an annual holiday?
I'm going to go Roosevelt.
No.
Lincoln.
Yes.
Nice word.
Will Ferrell played Ricky Bobby in what 2006 comedy?
Talladega Nights.
Yes. What female
He's
late
excellent.
singer was nicknamed The Voice?
What? Aretha Franklin.
No.
What was the question?
What female late singer was nicknamed The Voice?
Etta James?
No.
Gladys Knight.
No. Sword, cat, and clown are all types of what?
Fish.
Yes. Madison is the capital of what U.S. state?
Wisconsin.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Tom Petty hit song Free Fallin' was on his album titled Full Moon What?
Fever.
Yes. What traditional Christmas decoration is actually a parasitic plant?
Mistletoe.
Yes.
Oh.
Which country owns almost every panda in the world?
Which country? I'm going to go with Australia.
No.
New Zealand.
No.
Africa?
No.
Oh.
PhD is an abbreviation for what?
Doctor.
No.
Not the Phil's homies doctor.
No. Oh my. You got 6 correct as well, which is another tie.
Oh, Kissing Sisters is your middle name, buddy.
2 ties today.
Yeah, congratulations. We got to go to overtime. You're like the NHL. We just have to go to overtime.
Yes.
That's all.
He texted, I'm really, really sorry, you guys. It's all good.
Don't worry about it, buddy.
It's not your fault.
The government is way wrong on this. Someday they'll realize that the S word should be taken off the list.
Matt got correct that every panda in the world is owned by China.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
I thought you had that, dude.
Yeah.
I know. PhD, does anybody know what this stands for?
All right. This is the problem is I don't know if it's 3 different words or if you just mean it stands for someone who's a professor.
Like if you have a PhD, you have a
doctorate.
Doctor of
Science.
Philosophy.
That's
What
PhD?
PhD. Yes, my mind was blown as
You have
well.
You have a doctorate of philosophy?
Of philosophy, even though you can have a PhD and D in whatever. So I feel like maybe it's super old school, but you have a doctor in philosophy.
So it's only a philosophical thing? Whatever that means?
So is the PH stand for philosophy? And then the D is for doctor?
I think so.
Doctorate of philosophy. Is it, well, you know how you have a bachelor's of arts and bachelor's of science?
Yeah, but
If
they're
you-
BA and BS. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't this be DP?
D's not DP
Well,
because
you know what?
that was
I get it
used.
now.
That was used. That's why.
Nobody's going to brag about having a DP.
I got a DP.
Well, some might.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know.
Their OnlyFans would go up.
At Pornhub, I got a DP. I got my doctorate.
Well, congratulations on tying again, Steve.
So what does the H stand for? Is it some
I think
sort
it's
of...
the F and the philosophy.
PH.
Oh,
PH, yeah.
PH.
I really want them to switch it to DP now.
I do too.
Right?
Oh, yeah, doctorate of philosophy. That to me is a dumb... I'm sorry, I don't like it.
But also kind of dumb that none of us knew that. Like
Well, I never
so
even
many
thought.
so many people have PhDs, and you're just like, okay,
It should
cool.
be... Is it a small H that they usually
Yes, it
use?
is.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Then they you know what I was about to
Look at that.
call them out, but if it's a small H, that works.
They knew. They knew that you were going to nitpick them.
I was in Nitpick Central. Oh, so you know what? I'm not so impressed with PhDs anymore.
Because philosophy is just like anybody can argue philosophy, right?
Someone said PhD is physical doctor and MD is medical doctor. One can write prescriptions and the other can't.
But what? No. Any medical doctor can write prescriptions.
I believe the texters, not the world.
Yeah, no, an MD can write prescriptions. That's what a doctor is, a medical doctor.
Huh.
A philosophical doctor, what can they write? A prescription for like Rene Descartes? I mean, I don't,
Someone said it's a philosophical doctorate. That's why it's PhD.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Yeah, just hammering that home, BJ.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
Saying it a little differently, I see, just in case.
I just like DP better, that's all.
Deep, yes. Yeah. Oh, Danny's weighing in.
According to the Google, MDs are medical doctors who treat patients, whereas PhDs are researchers who specialize in a particular field of study.
But why philosophy? Because science, to me, philosophy and science are two different things. Philosophy is about how you philosophize over, it can even get metaphysical, thinking about religion or whatever belief systems, whereas science is like, hey, baby, we're in the lab, here comes the whatever.
It comes to whatever.
He's clearly a doctor.
A petri dish or like a syringe.
What doctor shows are you watching where this happens?
Hey, Marcus Welby, baby.
And apparently it came from Latin of philosophiae doctor, which that translated means love of wisdom.
What the hell kind of accent was that? Philosophy?
I don't know. I don't know Latin.
What are you, Beyonce's philosophy?
Beyonce. But basically that translates to love of wisdom.
That was the worst accent trying to do Latin I have ever heard of.
That's
my
right
life.
up there with my accents.
Yeah.
But you see what the hand thing. For those at home that don't get to see us, Vicky had the hand gesture.
Vicky was definitely trying her Italian with that philosophy.
If you're going to be using an accent, you need to use your hands. Of course, everyone knows that.
Without the hand, I would have no idea what you were doing.
Exactly.
You didn't know what it was.
But yeah, long story short, philosophy means love of wisdom.
All right.
See, we learned something new.
How did you all college people not know what a PhD is?
Because we're not caught. Well,
I'm not.
I didn't graduate.
Yeah.
You guys, you guys wasted your money. I did not graduate college.
I graduated with a Bachelor of Science.
From Princeton.
No, you graduated with a Bachelor of Science.
So I was supposed to get a Bachelor of Arts, but I filled out the wrong thing, and then I was in the Bachelor of Science section of my graduation.
Awesome.
Wait, so you don't even deserve what you got?
No,
you should have a BA. You're not a BS.
I'm a total BA. I BS'd
BS.
into a BS, and my school was so dumb that they allowed it.
That's amazing.
Of science?
Yeah.
I am
Science.
shocked, Steve.
Oh!
Yes.
What? You got to be like smart to know science.
Or dumb enough to put it as your thing on accident, and then I show up, and I'm like, why am I in the BS part? And I'm like, oh, crap, I filled out the wrong thing, and they put me there.
You're like, well, let's just go for it.
I'm sure technically, if I had to do the research, maybe I am a BA. I have no idea. I didn't care.
What does your diploma say?
I don't remember. I don't even know where my diploma is.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. You hear stories like that, and also the fact that I did my wife's final for her so she could get her degree, and I passed, not having taken a stitch of what she took in college, and I wrote her final thesis for her because she refused to do it.
To put it in perspective, I have no idea where my diploma went. I know it was framed at one point.
Oh, your mother's probably got it, right?
I don't know, but I still know exactly where the IHOP certificate that I stole from an IHOP in college is. Because I kept that with me everywhere I went.
Personally, you're more qualified for that.
Yes.
I feel like, you know what, if you said, hey...
I was more proud to hang that up in my room than my own B whatever.
I can't believe you BS to BS.
I didn't intentionally do it.
Oh, of course not. Just like you didn't intentionally cut the lines at every show when you get T-shirts.
I was really stoned in college, and I just filled out whatever I thought was right. And then when I showed up and they had me in the BS section, I'm like, what the hell am I doing in the BS section?
Okay. You must have the look of confusion, because every time you do things you're not supposed to do and you feign ignorance, your face does look like a complete dope, and that people just let you go by.
That's the sweetest thing I think you said.
I'm looking at you right now, and it's like, you do have this sort of sheepish, I'm an imbecile look on your face going, God, you do this all the time, yet how can I be mad at you?
So it's BAs and BSs is just a difference of a couple of science classes and math classes. It's not rocket science surgery, as someone said.
It's not rocket surgery. First of all, you, sir, did not get a BS, whoever came up with that statement, because or if you're doing a joke, that was a great joke.
Oh, they said it's not a rocket doctor, but you have to have a PhD in rocket science. It's not rocket surgery. Smiley face.
Yeah. First of all, if you have a PhD, you shouldn't have a PhD in rocket science. If it's science is not philosophy. It is not.
As a scientist, I can agree to you on that.
Oh, I had no idea.
I
mean, for instance, if you launch a rocket, you better get all of your stuff right. You can't philosophize over, I wonder if this rocket will go if we use milk instead of fuel. I mean, I'm sorry. I will fight to the death on philosophy being a real thing that you should get some points for.
Well, as a scientist, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, thank you. So a PhD is not that impressive to me anymore. I think any idiot can get a PhD.
I wish I would have filled that part out.
You should have, dude.
Yeah.
You get a PhD.
All of a sudden, it's like, why is Steve coming out with all the doctors?
Yeah. Sorry, the PhD. I think that's a scam.
I like how he's still arguing with himself. No, none of us are disagreeing with you.
I'm pissed about this PhD world.
That's fine.
Here's why. You guys don't know this. I have so many people in my life who are my age who parade the PhD around.
So maybe start a group chat with them and stop yelling at us about something we agree with you in.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Fair enough. It's not rocket surgery. I want you to know
that's fair.
Yeah. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. I encourage all PhD people to call in.
If anyone has any science questions, I'm here to help.
Steve is here with the science questions. I'm here to argue with you people that have PhDs saying you wasted everybody's money and you should have got a job 4 years earlier. You can pick the topic. You can guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That is the number to call. You can also text us at that number, too. 206-803-ROCK. It's Listeners on the Loose. Your calls, your texts. We'll take those at 9:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Kia of Puyallup. Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the way you call. That's the way you text. 206-803-ROCK. We just have one rule if you get through on the phone lines.
And that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we got to gong ya. And then say goodbye to you.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. And Steve, it's our buddy Jerry Trash from Kent calling in.
Pass the glassware.
Yeah, we got to go. That's right. Bong it up, people.
Yep.
All right, there we go.
I'm not a stoned I am.
I did not hear. I don't know what language that was. Might have been Klingon. One more time, Jerry.
I'm not as think as you stoned I am.
Okay.
There we go. That's pretty good, actually. All right, so what do you got for us today, Jerry?
Well, I tested your hypothesis that the hockey team which scores the third goal usually wins the game.
Yes.
Now, how many games did you actually test this hypothesis on? Because if you look at the NHL, I bet every season, if you look at the NHL and just take a look at every game that was played in the regular season, this is where the theory comes from. You'll find out that the team that scored the third overall goal of the game, more times than not, they won the game, and that's where this theory comes from. But you'd have to check all the games that were played in the 82 game season they played.
That is a valid statement, and yes, indeed, the team which scored the third overall of the game did win more than half the time.
So you'd be making money if you could make that bet somehow in Vegas. You'd be winning cash.
How do you make that bet though? They don't.
Unfortunately, all the sports book won't allow betting once the game has started.
Yeah, you're right.
So
it's a beating.
Midway through the season, I had a tally of the games that I observed and recorded which one did the third goal, and 23 of 37 games, the third goal scoring team won, which is an average of 622 per mil.
So you actually watched 30. You kept track of 37 games to see if my theory worked. That's wild.
Midway through the season, I wondered, well, what about the other goals? So from January 16th through the Game 7 against Dallas.
This is your fault, BJ.
I agree.
The first, second, third, and seventh goals, they all won between 2/3 and 3/4 of their games.
Oh. I'm not sure what that means, but all right. There we go. Goodbye, Jerry. You know what I'm going to say to you, though, Steve?
What's that?
And you and Danny both?
Yes.
You hate to hear my theory, yet it falls in line with what they do all the time when they show stuff on the screen. The team that scores the first goal or the team that does this.
And I hate all of those
Oh,
things.
you do? All right.
Yes.
Well, at least you're consistent.
I might not be consistent with a lot of things.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, I understand it's a fun little tidbit to throw out there during the games, but I always hate when it's like, since 1973, whenever they've scored this amount of, I'm like, well, I mean, it's a different team. It's a different this. It's a different that. Like, how do you, just because like the over the year, like maybe they scored this times and they won on this occasion when someone shot from the left side only or whatever it is. And it's like, I get that we're trying to fill time with some interesting tidbits of information, but man, sometimes I think people get a little too worked up about that stuff.
The one thing that's interesting about this particular statistic, and again, if you
write too much, I agree with you on that.
Well, yeah, the thing is this. I think when you see a pattern, this is what scientists do. They see a pattern that you go, this is weird because it goes from year to year, doesn't matter what team it is, doesn't even matter the talent on a team. That makes you wonder, like, what is it then about that third overall goal in hockey that somehow, some way flips a switch and allows a team that no matter where they are, they end up coming back to win more times than not. That's what I want to explore.
Well, probably because a lot of times it's still a close game at that point. Like the third goal it's probably more often than not going to be now a 2-1 game.
Yes.
On one side or the other. I mean, yeah, it could be 3-0, but for the most part, it'll probably be a 2-1 game. At that point, it's not an impossible mountain to climb. You know what I mean? It's not like as if you're saying like the fourth goal or something like that. I guess that's where I think the odds are more. It's possible because of that fact.
Because here you are. Let's just say you're at 1-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. And one team scores that third goal. It puts them up 2-1. What is it about? Like, okay, but then the other way around, if a team is winning 2-0 and then the other team comes back and scores the third goal, making it 2-1, it's so bizarre that in both situations, most oftentimes than not, more often, that the team that scores that goal, no matter what, if it, like you said, makes it 3-0, makes sense. It's like probably hard to come back from a 3-0 deficit. But if you're up 2-0 and a team comes back and scores a goal, you're still in the lead, and yet somehow the momentum is shifting to that third goal team.
Now they're closer. They're one goal away, BJ.
Or if it's a tie game and somebody scores the third goal, you go, all right, so they scored the third goal, but we're only one goal down. No big deal.
Right.
But yet that third goal, more times than not, whoever scores it wins. It's just so nutty, and I want to know psychologically, does something happen in the brain of the team that scores that third overall goal where they all of a sudden get, and also the other team that allows it, does it have like this effect of like one team feels bad, the other team feels good, and that's why it's so wild.
I can get you Jerry's number. You guys can talk about this.
It's pretty exciting if that's the thing that it happens all the time. Why?
Only time I'm ever thinking about it is when we're like, when the other team scores that third goal and I start cursing you out.
Yeah, you do.
You better be wrong.
Yeah.
You better be wrong tonight, because if you're not, I'm going to be pissed at you and your dumbass theory.
But aren't you loving me if we're down 2-0 and you can go, come on, Kraken, just score a goal. You can get that third overall goal and we're going to win this. Yeah.
You better be right. I'm going to be so pissed off at you if you're not.
I know. It's definitely a geeky thing to do, but I just think it's so wild that it just happens no matter what the team is and what their talent is, and it goes from season to season.
Speaking of sports, someone said, hey, did you guys notice that Julio Rodriguez now has cereal? I did.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
Let's go, Mariners!
We were at Fred Meyer yesterday.
Yeah.
And there, boom, Julio's.
Yeah. Dude, the timing of this could not be worse.
It's the official cereal of Julio Rodriguez.
The timing of this could not be worse.
They're multicolored Frosted Loops, so they're Fruit Loops, basically.
Yeah, don't talk to me.
What, you don't want a box?
Nope.
Did you see them?
Yeah.
Well,
I would eat them all day.
$5.49. I'll get you a box.
Yeah, this sophomore slump is too real for me because I saw Julio again in a situation yesterday where he could have helped us and he didn't.
Is this the quickest anyone's ever had a cereal named after them?
I think you may be right.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, and who is this? Is just for us, or is it sold all over the place for people?
I got to imagine it's just in the Pacific Northwest.
You could be right, but at the same time, Julio, he was a popular player all over baseball.
Are you telling me that there's a chance that this is sold at like a Fred Meyer in like Wisconsin? If there's even a Fred Meyer over there, I have no idea.
You take a look at like no, just us.
Yeah, it says fans will be able to purchase Julio's at Seattle area Fred Meyer stores, or they can buy the cereal online.
Yeah, well, there's There's a crap ton at the Fred Meyer in Puyallup, I tell you.
Who's making this, by the way? Because I don't.
Julio. That's why he's not playing all that
I get
well.
a little
He's been
worried.
busy making his own cereal.
Is it Post? Is it Kellogg's? Or is it a company that we've never heard of?
You know, it looks kind of like a random, like not big name company. I don't know.
It's PLB Sports and Entertainment.
They're making them?
Yeah, they're making. They look like they make other food type
Do you think
things.
they're just getting like the Costco brand of Fruit Loops?
Yep.
And they're just putting it in a Julio's box?
That's what I would do.
I want my own cereal then. I want to get Apple Jacks and call them like, I don't know, Apple Migs.
Fruit Loops must be a very popular flavor.
Yeah, you could search by athlete and get different things. So you can get Darius Garland Crunchland chips.
Okay.
Or I can't say his name, Shador Sanders barbecue sauce.
All right.
Julio's is where it's at. Or I should get like the Safeway or like the Costco version of Fig Newtons and call them Mig Newtons.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Let's get some Mig Newtons.
I'm not even a fan of Fig Newtons, but I'll do it.
You're right. Your name just fits
We
it.
need our own cereal. BJ and Migs.
I would love that. I mean, hopefully it has marshmallows. I'm a marshmallow guy.
I mean, I'm not opposed to marshmallows.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm all for that.
What's the big one with marshmallows?
Oh, Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms.
So why don't we just get like the cheapo version of Lucky Charms and make it BJ and Migsy Charms?
Migsy Charms. Yeah, there was Alphabets that had you could get Alphabets with marshmallows too.
The Mention have beer. Why can't we have cereal?
We should.
Well, I know.
Oh, Ryan, I know.
I love this plan.
Sometimes you listen. If you're listening right now, it's go time.
I mean, I bet we could probably. I don't know if anybody buy it. That's the thing. Is anybody doing cereal that's not a kid? Do adults do cereal anymore besides Vicky? It's just Vicky.
Oh, I'm sure. We've had texters before call in and say they still enjoy cereal.
Here's the problem. How many, though? I can't remember the last time I had cereal.
I don't care if it sells well. I just want us on a cereal box.
See, that's the difference between you and I. I actually want to do things to make money.
I don't care about money. It's all about feeding the ego, BJ. Come on.
Well, you know what? I mean, at least
I want some Migsios. Fine. If you're not in, then I'm just working on. I'm going to focus
Migsios.
on
That's
Apple
what we're gonna
Migs.
Yeah, okay.
Apple Migs.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of Apple Jacks.
Yeah, Migs and Jacks.
Well, no, I want the apple flavor still, man. I want the Jack is out.
Oh, Jack is out. It's Apple Migs. Okay.
Yes.
A's for Apple, M's for Migs, Cinnamon Toasty, Apple Migs.
Raisin Migs.
Raisin Migs.
Oh, yeah.
Some BJ and Migs flakes sounds horrible. Yeah. You don't want BJ and Migs flakes.
Don't let Urban Dictionary
But
that.
they're great.
Or Captain Migs.
Oh, Captain Migs.
Oh, that's
So I'm not even on this anymore. I'm out.
You're all poo-pooing this unless it makes money. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm about the
God
art.
forbid we venture into it where somebody manufactures a product, not just for your ego. At this point, we'll just get someone to make one box for you. How's that?
How about Honey Bunches of BJ and Migs?
Yeah.
Honey Bunches of... See, I've got a name where you can get Honey Bunches of BJs and sell that for anything.
Okay.
See, that maybe we need to keep your name in to make the money.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right.
Start your morning off with a BJ.
And Migs.
EOs.
Okay. We're never going to make any money out of it. We're horrible branders, horrible product place. We're horrible at everything.
I think we could do okay. Sometimes I eat cereal regularly as an adult. 100% I would eat some Captain Migs.
Okay. I would love to know a survey, and maybe we'll get Jerry Trash to do it. How many people eat cereal anymore for breakfast? I'm all about, come on, I love my breakfast sandwiches.
He has cereal all the time.
Thrill is not a human being. Can we just say that?
Just because he doesn't like vegetables doesn't mean he's not human.
Dude, he's not. He's an alien. Someone is going to dissect him someday because he defies the laws of any physic or whatever. The guy never gains weight. He eats the worst food in the world, and somehow it doesn't bother him. He likes to have a beverage from time to time. That also doesn't bother him.
It bothers him. Ask his coworkers. He stinks up the joint.
Yeah, that I know, the intolerant situation.
Yes.
But that doesn't bother him. It bothers everybody else.
That's true.
Yeah. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. More of your calls, more of your texts. We'll take those at 206-803-ROCK. Your calls, your texts. We'll take them at 9:34 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is U.S. EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. We've got Ken in Seattle. Ken, you are on the Rock.
BJ Shea.
Who cares? What you got for us
I got
today,
a little
Ken?
treat. I got a little treat for Steve. You ready?
Yes. Here we go.
School bus horn.
That's aggressive. I like it.
I have two horns. I got the regular one too.
Wow. So what grade school? What ages are you driving around?
I got them all: high school, middle school, elementary, you name it.
What are the worst?
Yeah,
Which age is the worst?
Good question.
Middle schoolers by far.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
They haven't quite figured out what's cool and what's not cool, so they think they're cool, but they're not really.
You ever just want to tell them you're not as cool as you think you are?
No, I like to, but I don't.
You want to keep your job, yeah.
Yeah. And look, Ken, we have had many stories we've read about really bad school bus drivers and what they've done. So good for you that you understand how to be like a good school bus driver.
Oh, yeah, you got to let it roll for sure.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that, Ken. Steve is so happy. Again, Steve, who really embodies a 5-year-old, once you decide you want to just beep that horn, and especially the bigger the vehicle, the better.
It gets me really fired up, man. I ain't going to lie.
So I look at you and I'm like, why can't I have that in my life? Why can't something as simple as a horn just make me just gleeful?
Just open up your heart and your mind to it, man.
Well, I don't think your mind is... I don't think the mind is involved at all.
Fine.
Yeah, I think it's, that's, hey, I'm not putting you down. I think you're able to close it.
So as a Migs, speaking of me being an idiot,
yes.
I saw your Instagram post. Haha, my wife makes fun of me all the time as well for this. Wherever we go, Disney, Universal, the Space Needle, Times Square, I always buy those tourist pictures, LOL. So we went to the aquarium.
What? You did it again?
And once we get there, I am a sucker for the tourist pictures. I know they're dumb, but they're fun memories, and that's why I always end up doing it. So we get to the aquarium, and then once you first walk in, you stand in front of this backdrop, and they take a picture. And then when you get to like a kiosk, and you can go look at them. So my wife and Tatum, they go off to go look at the fish. And I'm like, oh, I'll go look at the pictures, which is always not smart. Like my wife, every time she's like, she even tells me, like, you're not going to buy them, right? I'm like, no, I'll be fine. And I go in there, and I see them, and I'm like, it's $30, but it's kind of a fun picture. So I pay for like the ones where you can get them digitally, and then also the ones where they print 4 of them for you. So I'm like, I'll give them to the grandmas. Nice. Then they send you the email with the digital prints. And man, dude, it is the funniest thing. And it's $35 well spent in my eyes. My wife thinks I'm an idiot. But they Photoshop you behind like a giant octopus.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then jellyfish.
Oh, yeah.
And then in front of like the pier in the most like non-believable way. Like these are the worst Photoshop jobs.
That is so fantastic.
Like I'm standing in front of giant fish.
Oh, yeah.
There we are in front of the great. It's on my Instagram at I'm Steve Migs.
Oh, my God. You look bigger than the wheel.
Right. There we are. It's like a sea otter.
It's the same picture, which is so great.
Oh, it's only one picture they took.
Yeah.
And it's so bad. I was like, I've never been more happy with this purchase. Like, there we are just standing in the body of water because apparently we had the same skills as Jesus. And we're just standing there on water with an otter behind us.
You're right. This is the best money ever spent.
That's what I'm
saying. Those pictures are hilarious.
The last time I spent a good chunk of change on that was the time that I spent money on the picture of Tatum on a horse at the Washington State Fair. Also, I thought was that was a good picture. I agree.
Yeah.
That was like, that's also on my Instagram. And that was like $30 well spent as well.
I love that picture. She looks like she's out riding the Ponderosa. She's out there on the farm.
Dude, one of my friends thought that was a stuffed horse. They're like, I don't know how I feel about her just sitting on a stuffed horse.
She's like going to Yellowstone. She's ready to rock.
Oh, I don't know. That horse was alive.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that horse looks like it's like, dude, can you please just put me out to pasture? I'm done. That horse looks so depressed.
Anyone need glue? I'm good. I'm sick of having all these stupid kids sit on me.
Yeah, that horse really looks so sad.
Does anyone else do that? Does anyone else buy the tourist pictures, or am I the only idiot on the show?
Sarah, last time we were in Vegas, Sarah made a great deal. She wore the people down.
Oh, she haggled them?
Yeah, well, she did a version of haggling that was very surprising because we were just sitting at a table having dinner. You know, it wasn't like we were in this like place that you would say, okay, let's get some pictures. Mm-hmm. You know, it was like a roller coaster or the aquarium. We're just at a place having dinner, and this Vegas photographer just comes around and is just taking pictures everywhere. And Sarah, how did you get the deal of deals with this?
So they come by and they ask if you want a group shot, and you immediately think, oh, we're going to have to pay for this. And then she's like, no, you get it for free. And so we're like, okay. So they take a group shot of us. The thing is, and then they asked like, okay, what's the special occasion? So of course I was like, I'm getting married. So then she did some solo ones with J-Rubs and I. And then I might have told them that Joe and Danny were getting married as well, so they could do some solo ones too.
I was present for this?
Yes, you were at dinner.
You were drunk, dude.
Oh, okay.
It was so funny. The photographer was like, oh, happy couple, and went to Joe and Danny got really into it. Joe was like, what is happening?
Right. And Danny doesn't remember because, again,
that was after the yard-long margaritas. That's why.
Yeah, Danny's long nap.
Yeah.
So then she comes back and gives us all like a very little small picture, and then shows, and she puts them in frames. That's how they get you. So they Photoshop you, put you in frames. And I loved the group shot and then the one of J-Rubs and I. There was a picture one and a black and white one. And I just could not make up my mind. I was like, I don't know which one I want. I don't know. And I was taking way too long. The girl was like,
she's like, we're losing money.
You can have them both. Both for the price is one. Just take them both. And I was like, oh, thank you. My indecisiveness finally paid off.
That worked out great.
And let me tell you, my husband was not happy at all with this. It was $40 and he was like, you're going to waste $40 on these stupid pictures. And I'm like, yes, you're going to waste it on a casino. So, and these are the only pictures I have framed for my wedding right now. And they are right where I can see them. We are getting our money's worth.
They really are good pictures, but I do agree with J-Rubs that you probably could have just.
I was so mad.
I got a picture in front of we spent the money I bought when the ride the ducks was around. I would pay for the picture so we could hold the thing and make the picture. And it's like
pretend you're
$30
driving.
Gone.
Yeah.
And we took one in front of the Great Wheel downtown Seattle one time. And now when they don't even take you don't even get a picture in front of the actual wheel. They take a picture of you with like a green screen. And then they Photoshop the wheel behind you.
BS. Come on.
But I was wearing a shirt that had like a flannel shirt that had green in it. So I'm like partially see-through.
That's kind of cool.
Steve's the invisible man.
And my wife always, Pearl Harbor exhibit, like we're sitting in front of one of the giant,
oh yeah.
And taking a picture there.
Yep.
And I was like, when are you not going to do this? Like we have cell phones. I'm like,
forever.
Yeah.
But then you have to work to print out the picture and frame it yourself.
It's instant. Boom.
Right. Like the one I have for my bachelorette party is we're at a drag brunch and we're all in our wigs and matching outfits. And they did the same thing. They came around with the photos and they took them and then they frame them and you're just like, that's so beautiful.
Oh, they put them in that cardboard thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
still, that makes it feel special
that's
somehow.
Worth the $30 in itself, that cardboard frame.
Thank you. I'm glad you're starting to see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a blast. So Tatum had a blast at the aquarium, which was a super fun time.
Oh man,
I can't wait till they make these renovations because there's a ton of traffic around there, and they show like these mock-ups of what the aquarium's going to look like, and it looks like it's going to be like a mega aquarium.
I'm waiting for that because my wife loves aquariums. We went down. There's the Pacific one down in California that's a pretty nice aquarium, and I'm wondering where ours is going to rate because ours has always been a little.
I hadn't been in years, and I actually went the other weekend as well with some girlfriends.
That's super fun.
And I was like, you feel like you're a child again.
Yeah.
Like you get to touch all the starfish and the sea urchins, and everyone's so knowledgeable, so you're asking all these different questions.
And if you're not, there's like little blurbs right next to it, and you act like you're knowledgeable. You're like, oh, clearly that's the gutter pond fish. I mean, how did you guys not know that?
Yeah, there you go.
And as an annual member of the Seattle Aquarium, I'm going to come in and say it's the most amazing aquarium ever.
Really?
Yeah, I've never
have you been to other aquariums?
Oh, no, I have. I mean, I do. The only thing I wish they would add is sharks. But the fact that they have the octopus and all the touching stations, it makes me so happy.
And they got for every kid, as you hear them screaming when they see it, there's Nemo and Dory.
Yeah.
Hey, look. The aquarium, for what they're working with, they do a great job. But they themselves know that they need to get bigger because there are other aquariums that are bigger and
they will, BJ.
Yeah,
they're working on it.
That's why I appreciate Danny being a member and saying cool stuff. They're really good with what they work with.
Being a hater.
Well, I went there when the kids were little, and I was just like, I had the New England aquarium to compare it to.
A bunch of fish. Well.
Yeah, that was exactly. It's like you have audio of my comments back then when I went with the kids. Hey, a bunch of fish. Hey, who's the boss?
The best part was on Friday morning, so we went on Friday, and I get back from the gym, and my daughter comes up to me and goes, Daddy, I'm not afraid of octopuses anymore. I'm like,
what did you give her a binge watch of the James Bond film? I don't understand.
And I'm just like, I didn't know you were afraid of these in the first place. Like, I was like, what are we doing? Like,
she literally calls them octopuses?
Yes.
This kid's the best.
And I'm like laughing, and I'm just like, did not realize that this was a fear in the first place. And apparently at some point while I was at the gym, she decided that she was scared of an octopus. And I'm like, oh, great. So we get down there. We finally convince her it's going to be fine. They're not going to attack you. Like, they're behind a giant glass thing. You're going to be good. We park, and as soon as we park, she goes, I don't want to go in there, guys. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. We just drove to Seattle.
I love this kid. This kid does that to you every once in a while. Drops the I don't want to go here bomb.
Batting 2 for 2. Each time we go to Seattle with Tatum, we see someone smoking crack. That was pretty awesome.
You want your child to be well-rounded.
Both times right outside of the Veggie Grill where we got lunch. It was phenomenal. This time it was a solo guy smoking it right in front of everybody. You're like, you got to be kidding me. Like, this is just fantastic.
Seattle. You know what? You've got the charm that people are drawn to.
Then we get in there. We're finally convinced we get in there. We go into the little gift shop. We're like, we'll buy you a stuffed whatever animal. Like, because it's like, it's fun.
Yeah, sure.
So pick whatever stuffed animal you want.
Knows you'll buy anything for her.
She grabs the octopus.
Wait, what? She grabs the one creature she's afraid of?
Yes. She's like, I want Pickles.
Facing her
freaking octopus.
Pickles the octopus?
Yes.
She's facing her fears with Pickles.
And I was just walking around everywhere with this damn octopus, which was pretty awesome. And then she was fired up to see the octopus. It's like how the way that child's mind works.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It's kind of funny.
I'm glad she didn't freak out, though, because that octopus is large and it's actually kind of freaky looking.
Dude, these are Cthulhian, nightmarish looking things. it's not unusual to be afraid of something that looks like an octopus.
Yeah, and then when it's up on that glass, it just looks like it gets bigger than it really is, too.
And
it's
the
like
suction cup thing.
Yeah.
Big head.
Oh, my daughter's now waving at it. Like
best friends.
Yeah, like that's her favorite part of the aquarium is the thing she was most scared of.
Wow.
The octopuses.
I wish I could be like that in life where, I can easily just give me a stuffed animal and now my fear is done.
What a strange day, though. She went from being afraid of something I didn't even know she knew existed to then being best friends with the thing.
Boy, does that tell you a little bit about just kids, doesn't it?
And then we came here to the station. She got to talk into a microphone. And a lot of people are saying that the video is pretty hilarious. And that's on my Instagram as well.
I did see that video and I was
DJ Tatum.
I'm not sure who's better at the job, to be honest.
I mean,
I feel like she spoke as well as you do at times.
If not better.
I want to say that.
Well, and technically,
she's DJ Tatum.
Technically, she's on my side of the console here. So I think I got my pink slip this morning from Steve.
Well,
I'm just taking after BJ. He's like, bringing kids into the fold.
Let's do it.
I do love the fact that you said that would never happen, and she's already looking
I never said she wouldn't come to my work.
Well, no, but I'm saying you'd never have her as an employee.
That was a big selling point to her. She's like, I want to see Daddy's work. So,
And was she impressed? Did she think, hey?
Well, it was awesome because when we first walked in, there was somebody smoking crack here at the studio. It was crazy.
Okay, look, Ryan Castle really said give him more notice next time that you come.
Names.
Yeah, Ryan Castle's like, can you let me know when your kid's coming? I don't want,
And you'll get to see that giant stuffed octopus.
Oh, look at Pinky the Pickle or Pickle the Pinky, whatever he is.
I think it's Pickles.
Yeah,
I think that's the name of the octopus.
Pickles the octopus. A very bizarre name for an octopus.
Well, take it up with the Seattle Aquarium.
I will. That's fantastic. Look at her. She's having a blast. She's in your workplace having a blast with Pickles.
DJ Tatum.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very adorable looking kid. That's all I got to say. And look at her. She's just moving. Danny, she's like in your zone, owning the place.
Yeah.
Moving stuff, doing stuff. She doesn't care.
She's working the microphone.
Love that.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, we have a big question that needs to be answered, and it's about Ryan Castle, of course. What do Ryan Castle and a lawnmower have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a lawnmower have in common?
I got a big bag of grass.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Share some, brother.
They both love the weed, someone just texted in.
That's a good one.
Steve has yanked on both to get him started.
Yeah, he yanks my cord.
Yeah, I've been
I'm a pull start.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, BJ hasn't touched either since he put the artificial stuff in.
It's true. I really have neglected Ryan Castle since I got my turf. Yeah, sorry, buddy.
That's been good for both of us.
Yeah, I suppose. This is interesting, man. There is another robot mower on the way that uses AI technology to mow your lawn. Basically, this lawn meister's like a Roomba for your lawn. So here's the question. Would you trust this? It's one thing if you're just getting, it's sucking up the dirt. But this thing's got blades. They say it navigates obstacles, pets, toys, even dog poo in the grass. Would you still trust this to be like running around?
This sounds like a Stephen King book to me.
It sure does. It looks amazing, though. I'm watching video of it.
It means less work for me. I'm willing to trust it at least once.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it goes
around Lulu?
That's true. Lulu's blind. It could be really weird.
Dude, it mows in straight lines. Like, it's really doing a hell of a job in this video. Wow. That's pretty sweet. All right. Ryan Castle, he's also pretty sweet because he's got a 12-pack.
Thanks.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.